Everybody, it's Wednesday night. It's time for Super Geeked Up. Oh, that was interesting. All right. Hey, everybody, this is Jeff. That's Francis. Welcome to Super Geeked Up, your live geeky pop culture show. We're going to talk some geeky topics, play fun geek themed improv games. We do it every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. Thank you for joining us for the first time or for the 473rd time, I guess is the number of the show.
Almost thought you were going to say for the last time. For the first time or for the last time?
No. I hope not. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Just us tonight. We had 2 months straight of guests, so we're just kind of doing a Francis and Jeff show today. We'll be back with guests. Anyway, hello, everyone. I saw Pierre was first in the chat there. Hello, Pierre. Victor's here. And Scorpio, this is a great question, actually. So if you don't know what N7 Day, that's November 7th, that is tomorrow. If you're a Mass Effect video game franchise fan, N7 is the, that was the name of the Normandy, right, ship?
No, that was her designation, wasn't it? Because that was on her, I thought that was on her, like, she had a badge that said N7.
Oh, does it? I'm getting all confused.
Because Normandy is just Normandy.
Oh, yeah. It was like, well, there's something in front of the Normandy, but that was just the class of the ship, SSR or something, I think.
Yeah.
So N7 is her class, but it's not the, what the fuck is it called?
It says N7 armor is Commander Shepard's default armor set in Mass Effect.
Oh, it's the armor thing. What is the, I can't remember anything. What's the name of the thing she becomes? Spectre, right? She becomes or he or she.
Right.
Like ship, but
a Spectre.
Spectre. Yes.
Like James Bond.
Right. And that actually, I think, is one of the poorer of the recent James Bond movies, actually. Out of his Daniel Radcliffe.
Hey, that's
Daniel,
when you get Blofeld. You get Blofeld in that one, so.
I know. I just didn't think they did a good job with that. Although
Amadeus
Christoph Waltz is great.
Yeah.
That's right. But then they finished it off with, I think, the best Bond movie ever. BioWare says it's going to be a quieter holiday. Yes. Well, they just came out with Dragon Age: The Veilguard, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, I don't expect any Mass Effect stuff, guys. But I think they said the Mass Effect 5 basically is going to be now all their efforts going towards that now. Let's see here. Oh, hell, boot up an old one and take that Mako out for a spin. The Mako. That's the thing everyone hates.
They have a, what do you call it? A remake of it. Not a remake.
Legendary Edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the Legendary Edition.
Yeah.
I have all of them. I have the originals and the Legendary, yeah. You could do that. That's fair. That's not that old from now, the Legendary Edition. That's
a remake.
Oh my God, what a great segue. You said remake. So what's our question, Francis?
I mean, it's sort of, I guess
it's
that's
very close.
Yeah. So if I were to remake what I just said, I would do it in the form of a question and ask, what are the best and what are the worst reboots?
All right.
In general.
I mean, I was thinking movies, but I guess it could be
TV shows. There's reboots TV shows.
Yeah. It could be anything. So I thought of this question because last night on Amazon, I watched sorry, guys. This is so weird. It hasn't done this like in a year. And
forever. Yeah.
It's doing this pausing thing again. Yeah. And last night I watched a movie I did not know existed, but I was excited to find it. Jay and Silent Bob Reboot.
Oh, yeah.
The 2019 Kevin Smith movie. And I've been a big fan of those characters ever since Clerks. So I had no idea he made another one. It was fun. It was a fun movie. It was nice. And honestly, he basically, if you haven't seen it, put in almost every character that's ever been in any of those movies into this movie.
He did. He also
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Jason Lee, like anybody, almost anybody you can think of was in this.
I think he did it for Clerks 4 or 3.
Clerks 3.
Yeah, I think he did it for Clerks 3 too.
Clerks 3 isn't out, is it?
It is, yeah. It's been out.
Oh my God. There's all these Kevin Smith movies I don't know are out.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Anyway, but since that was a reboot, that's why this question exists. And they actually defined it in that movie. Like, what's the difference between a remake and a reboot?
Yes.
So I guess we would say Legendary Edition. Well, that's not even a remake. I would say, never mind. That's not even a remake. That's just an enhanced. I guess I would say, what would you say? A reboot is more of like a a new restart, right, for the character.
Hi, Laura, by the way, and
Ah,
hello,
Laura, we're so glad you're here. It's been a while.
and welcome, Megan Ryan. I love you in Sleepless in Seattle. You're great.
Yeah, well, no, this is her more sophisticated sister, not Meg. It's Megan Ryan.
Oh, true.
But thank you for subscribing, Megan. I don't know if you're watching, but thank you, Stream Elements, for actually working.
Don't forget to do the stuff that I never.
Yeah,
tell
be
you
like
to do.
Megan Ryan, because
Yeah.
Meg Ryan I don't think does subscribe, but Megan Ryan does. Be like her and subscribe. What would you? I don't know. Is that true though? Like a reboot would be like basically like generally a total restart, pretty much of a character and like a new imagining of it in ways.
It would probably be like a Total Recall.
Okay.
Which was
good.
a reboot.
Yes. No, I would not put that on the best reboots. I wouldn't say it's the worst, but I don't think it was a particularly great one.
No, poor Colin Farrell.
Although I would almost call that more of a remake because it followed quite similarly the storyline. And I feel
so
like
it's a remake versus a reboot then.
I wish I had the actual line from that thing. I think in the movie they defined it more like a reboot is when you just take the stuff and you say fuck off to all what the past stuff has been and just do whatever you want. I feel like that's what they said. I don't know if I would call that, but
here's a good. I found a thank you Google for giving me a okay definition. So remake, they say, is like a pretty close recreation of a film or movie or TV show or game or whatever. It's pretty much the same thing, just a little bit better, right? New actors, new graphics, stuff like that. Reboot is a reimagining. So the story isn't. Yeah. So the story isn't.
Imagining.
Yeah.
So Total Recall would definitely be a remake then, I would say.
Yeah, Total Recall's a remake, but it's a Total Recall.
It is. Anyway, hello. So please, folks, tell us who your best and worst reboots you think in the chat if you're watching in post. Carrie says best reboot animated edition Thundercats 2011, worst reboot animated edition Velma. Okay.
It got canceled after the second season. So
wait, did they do 2 seasons of Velma?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I watched the first one. I didn't watch the second.
Yep.
It's been really interesting transformation of the word, I think. He says, like it went from remake to reboot to soft reboot now, or legacy movies they're calling them now.
Well, soft reboot is like Spider-Man. Spider-Man are essentially soft reboots because it's not a complete retell. It's not a complete every remake of everything because they're all connected. It's just different actors playing the same character now.
Well, I mean, they're all connected now. They weren't. They were not connected, though, for a long time.
No.
I would actually put as one of the better ones, I actually think is The Amazing Spider-Man. I actually thought that was a good reboot.
Yeah.
Again, I'm still sad I'm never going to see the continuation of that plot they had let off with his parents and stuff.
Yeah.
So like that. Not as big of a fan of the current Spider-Man reboot. I know most people are. They're probably their favorite, but Tobey Maguire is still my favorite.
It's because there's Zendaya.
It's what?
Yeah, I love Zendaya.
You think that's why?
I don't know. She has such a huge like fan base. I wouldn't be surprised. She's like the Taylor Swift of movies.
Oh, okay. I'm like I actually watched her way back before she was super popular in Casey Undercover on the Disney Channel.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. That's a thing. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, she. I guess it's kind of like Kim Possible in a way, but nowhere near as good. She played a teenage spy, basically.
All right.
Yeah, but now I'm like, whatever. It's just fine. I'm not. She's done some. I mean, she's done some good stuff. Let's see. Will you have these movies that are prequel or sequel, but only to some of the movies, ignoring others? Okay. Oh, Carrie says she's awesome in Euphoria. Yeah, I have not watched that, but I have heard she's got that gets a lot of rave reviews. Or you have like The Force Awakens, which basically was a remake, but without admitting it. They brought that up in the Jay and Silent Bob reboot too. They made a joke about that. About it, Force Awakens was. All right, so Amazing Spider-Man is one of mine. I actually brought some lists up here to get some thoughts. But what's one of yours, either best or worst?
Best or worst? I think any of the maybe any of the Predator movies that get rebooted all the time. I think are terrible.
Oh, except well, I'll say
Oh,
one of them. Maybe we don't. Maybe that's not really maybe a reboot, I suppose. But I think Prey is amazing.
that's a prequel. So I don't know if it's a
Yeah.
reboot
All
or
right.
a
So
remake.
you cut that separately, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that'd be separate.
okay.
Yeah.
That's true. I will say though, that's a fucking awesome movie. Like if you haven't seen it,
Yeah.
folks. Okay. So the I'm trying to think which I don't know. What did I see? I saw some of them. I gave up after enough time. Like
Well, there's Predator, Predator, Predator
Predators,
2.
right?
Predators had
Predators?
yes,
Was it
that was
Is that the one with the pianist guy?
yeah, the pianist guy.
I saw
His
that
name
one.
is. Yeah.
You know, what's funny seeing him as like an action star, you know?
Yeah.
Adrian Brody. Is that right?
Adrian Brody. There you go. And then there was like another one where they had like I think it was like 2019 or something like 2018. They had another one where it was a bunch of soldiers, and I think Olivia Munn was in it or something like that. And it's like, whatever.
Olivia Munn
They're
was in a
trying.
Predators movie?
I think so. Yeah, she was like It's bad.
Okay. I like how it's interesting here how some of these worst and best lists have the same movies on them, like depending on the
Makes
site you go
sense
to.
to me. Makes sense to me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just damn it, I just saw this movie and it reminded me of one I should say as the worst, and now I went out of my mind again. All right. So okay, so Predators is on your worst list. A bunch of the Predator movies, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the Carrie has great expectations for Predator Badlands. Oh, is that like Into the Badlands? Are they going to merge?
Oh God.
And have Predators doing martial arts?
I mean, that'd be okay. I wouldn't mind that.
Mine would be RoboCop for best. It was interesting how, unlike in the first one, where he becomes totally robot and slowly becomes more human, in this we watch him slowly use his humanity. So I forgot about this. I guess when did they make an? Was that a few years ago? They made
2014, I want to say, with Michael Keaton. Yeah.
Michael Keaton was RoboCop.
No, he was the head of Omnicorp with
Max Headroom?
Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman was the scientist that brought RoboCop back from the dead. And Gary Oldman
was Omnicorp like the one from the original?
Yes.
Movie? I think so. They're like an evil corporation or no?
Yes, evil. Yeah. And then
he's evil. Michael Keaton's evil in this.
It's a little more gray, I think. Everyone is a little more gray in this one, but yeah. And then the guy who played Rick Flag or whatever from Suicide Squad was
RoboCop. All right, good. So we got RoboCop as a good reboot. Hello, Travis.
Hey, Travis.
He says he loves Predators. It's more a remake of Predators. Excuse me. More a remake of Predator than The Force Awakens is The New Hope, but it is somehow more original, I think.
So the Adrian Brody one is the one you like. Okay. I mean, yeah. I hear that's a good one. But
I'm trying to remember. I think it was okay. I don't know.
Look, as long as it's not Alien versus Predator, we're fine.
I actually like the first Alien versus Predator. I kind of like that one.
Yeah. AVP,
which is also the name of the United States beach volleyball circuit. The AVP,
American volleyball professionals. Or whatever.
Imagine the Predators playing beach volleyball. I think they would win.
In like skimpy, like bikini bottoms. I'd love it.
Well, of course, they're like, I think they would just keep destroying the volleyballs. That would be the problem.
With their laser eye.
Worst is the new. Okay, now do you Ghost Nusters? Do you mean the all female cast one or one of the Frozen Empire style, the more recent ones?
Who are you gonna call Ghost Nusters?
Buster Nutters. Speaking of Jay and Silent Bob, the rights to Dogma might be wrenched out from the hands of the current owners. Oh, that's interesting. They referenced Dogma.
Do you want Super Geeked Up to do a Dogma a Dogma web series?
Huh? Who said that?
No, I'm joking. Because he says he tags us. He tags Super Geeked Up, but I'm like,
oh, I see.
Oh, you want
we can continue Dogma. Maybe we'll get Matt Damon did a cameo in Jay and Silent Bob as his character from Dogma.
There you go.
Predator Badlands is being done by same guy who did Prey. Oh, that's excellent news. It stars Elle Fanning. That's also good. It's supposed to be set in a post-apocalyptic future. So he did the prequel, and now he's doing in the future. Okay, I'm actually hopeful then, since he did Prey.
Oh, there you go.
I found the new Ghostbusters to be sad, pandering nostalgia bait. Okay, so I guess he means the most recent one, or the most recent two. I actually like the all-female one better. At least it was a comedy and filled with gross or naughty humor.
There you go.
Like the original, I see Ghostbusters as a raunchy comedy more than anything else. It's Animal House with poltergeists. Okay. Yep.
Poltergeist.
So another one on my good list will be the Karate Kid from the Jackie Chan Karate Kid. Which definitely, well, I guess that's again more of a remake.
It's a remake. Yeah, it's not really a reboot. It ended up being being a remake. Yeah,
because it really does follow the same storyline more or less.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take jacket off, put the jacket on. Take the jacket off, put the jacket
on. Oh, that's right. Instead of the washing, it was the jacket. Yeah, it was the jacket.
Yeah. It's like, why am I doing, Jaden? Why am I doing this?
But we're gonna have all of them together, right? You said in a new Karate.
Yeah, in Legends and
is Jaden Smith's gonna be in it too?
No, a new kid is coming in to be the new Karate Kid.
Oh, right. And Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan are gonna both mentor.
I guess so.
Which is, by the way, ridiculous. Because if that happened in real life, and I was that kid, I'd be like, Jackie Chan, thank you so much. Ralph Macchio, please go away. You're terrible. But I'm not saying Ralph Macchio. I love Ralph Macchio, but dude, it's never believable that he's a fucking karate master.
Which is why I love the series, because they give him...
And I mean more Cobra Kai I'm talking about. I love the Karate Kid in 84. I love the
in Cobra Kai, they give him shortcuts to be like a good fighter. So
it's like Steven Seagal in his more later movies, right?
Yeah, because they'll teach him like, well, if you like poke him here, you know, his arm will go numb and he can't use it anymore. So you can use that as like his weakness when you fight him. And so he does the one thing, right? And then he does his usual crane kick, and then he wins, while Billy Zabka is just like spinning and like punching and like kicking and, you know, everything.
Oh wait, the guy who plays the fuck's his name? Billy Zabka's the actor, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually getting his name wrong, but
he plays the he plays the antagonist.
Right? Yeah. So I was just like,
yeah, but he actually looks legit, right?
He does it for real, and he does it like he has good technique, and he looks like he's doing it for real. And so do the kids. The kids do too. Like when the teenagers fight at the high school, and when they fight in in Ralph Macchio's house, there's like different scenes where all the kids fight, and it's all really dumb because it's just a bunch of kids fighting, but they all fight like martial artists, so it's very dramatic. It is very.
Oh yeah, because you said the whole high school has a big martial arts battle, right? One time.
Well, yeah, because a group of
Johnny Lawrence at the
Johnny Lawrence. There you go. So there's a bunch of kids who like join Cobra Kai because they're either outcasts or bullies, and then people join Miyagi-Do, which is Ralph Macchio's Mr. Miyagi's
Daniels.
Yeah. Because I forget why, I guess just for camaraderie and whatever. So they even join martial arts for different reasons.
It's like West Side Story.
Oh yeah.
But you know, I mean, listen, I don't know about you. When I was in high school, that was like every Friday we had a huge martial arts battle and all. So it was pretty common.
I wish I did. I would have loved high school better if I had a martial arts battle every week.
Me too. I will say also though, in the original Karate Kid, Billy Zabka, he actually looked like he knew what he was doing then too. Like,
yeah,
like he actually looked like a real karate guy.
He does. Yeah. He does. I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's still the thing. Hope he's in the movie. I hope he's in the movie.
You're right. You gotta have.
You have to have him in there. Yeah.
Him or his sensei, which of course they brought back in the show too, right?
Oh yeah. Anyway, I hope it's done in the Valley too. I hope it's in the Valley, because then
is that where they still?
Yeah. So yeah, Cobra Kai and the original Karate Kid, not Karate Kid 2. That's in Okinawa.
right.
Karate Kid 1 is in
No, oh, Karate Kid 2, yes, sorry.
yeah, Karate Kid 2 is in Okinawa.
Jackie Chan Karate Kid's in China.
Yeah. And Karate Kid 1 and Cobra Kai are in the Valley in California. So I like know half the places they've been to. It's like, oh yeah, it's Encino. Oh yeah, it's Reseda. Oh, okay. It's just like cities I know.
Let's see here. Scorpio Travis says, "You made my night. I totally agree. Afterlife was like someone going to a talent show and just telling a sad story about how they overcame abuse and get applause for it." All right. People are not enjoying the new Ghostbusters. Laura here. Total Recall, reboot or remake. Also, Force Awakens is a sequel and the forgettable 1, 2, 3 are prequels. Okay. So not a fan of the prequels. Again, we think Total Recall, I would say, is a remake because it follows very closely the story of the original.
The fact that he meets up with a woman with 3 boobs again, as if that's a that's
that alone, right?
As if that's an essential part of the Total Recall story. You had to meet a woman with 3 boobs.
But from what I remember, we don't see her naked, right? The 3 boobs naked in the new one.
In the first one, in the original, there's nudity.
The original, they're naked, but not in the new one.
But there's no nudity in
which there you go. If anything proves that remakes are inferior, that's it right there.
It's PG-13. Yeah, it was a PG-13 movie.
Oh, and the originals are, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Well, the eyeball.
That was before PG-13 came about. What, like 89, I think. So I think it was right before that.
Yeah.
That existed. Best reboot, animated edition again. Teen Titans Go. Worst Teen Titans Go. Okay. All right. Let's see here. 8 Crazy Nights, the animated Adam Sandler movie, is also a Total Recall movie.
Is there someone in the 8 Crazy Nights movie
Wait, what?
with 3 boobs? Is that why you're saying it? It's a Total Recall.
8 Crazy Nights is an animated movie thing?
It is. It's based off of Adam Sandler's Hanukkah song.
Oh, I love that song. That's my favorite holiday song.
So he does there's a whole 8 Crazy Nights movie based off that song.
Oh, okay. Yes. Please tell us if there's a 3 boobed.
Yeah, is that why it's does having 3 boobs make a movie a Total Recall movie?
Yes. Well, I would say yes, unless someone did it before Total Recall. Her name is Mrs. Triple Nipple.
That's amazing. Okay.
Yes. Now
you're right, Travis. That is
okay.
That is
but you're saying there's triple boobs, right? Not just like 2 nipples on 1 boob. There's triple boobs and triple nipples, right, Travis? That's important.
Yeah, because if you want 3 nipples, you just go to Chandler Bing from Friends. He had a 3rd nipple.
I forgot about that. He does have, right?
He has a 3rd nipple on like his belly or something, like some weird place.
Could there be any more nipples? All right.
Oh man.
All right, here we go. What else?
It's a very quotable show. I mean, I have to admit.
Friends, it is.
Yeah. Pivot.
Pivot is one of the most famous. So another. I actually think you could consider this a reboot. This is on one of the lists, but it's a show I really liked. I think you liked it at one point too. The more recent Flash show, right?
I mean,
I would say that's a total reboot from the '90s show, right?
A reboot of the '90s show, yeah.
And it's completely different. I mean, it's different enough, obviously, where it was a reboot. I would
Even though they do technically connect the shows together with a multiverse.
Yes. Well, yes. And I also love that they had
John Wesley Shipp.
A guy, I met him once. He's a really nice guy.
Is it a John Wesley? Is it a John Wesley Shipp?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But you're right. They even brought him in as a Flash one time. Yeah.
Yeah. He played.
Well, he's Jay Garrick.
And
he played his actual 90s.
I thought he did, didn't he?
He played his 90s self.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he did. Yeah.
I think that was around the Infinite Earths time period.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yes, he was on the treadmill and he couldn't get off the treadmill as Flash. Yeah. The cosmic treadmill.
All right. So there you go. What's Sexless, Bloodless, imitations of the original? I missed the point. Gosh, I hate modern remakes. Well, I'm not. I don't care. I'm not really that big on the blood, but I do like the sex. So I'm with you on that.
Look, the fact that they didn't have bulging eyes in Total Recall is enough for me not to be interested.
Oh, I'm actually also okay with that, just because that part I honestly often have to look away because it grosses me out so much. The way they just go, oh my god, they're so. Oh my god, I'm thinking about it. Okay,
it's real people who did it, which is the funny thing.
Huh?
They got actors with that. Because that's a condition, I guess, with eyes pop out of your head.
No, come on. It was Schwarzenegger's face still, though.
I thought they put makeup over some guy to give the eye thing.
Are you serious?
like-
I thought it was just a special effects trick. I thought they just did.
I thought I saw
Oh wow,
behind the
that's
scenes on
interesting. If
that.
it was.
Just like when he takes off his head as the lady. Wasn't it the lady?
Yes.
Yeah.
Get ready for a surprise, dude.
It's a
That
good
was
movie.
in the new one. In the more recent Total Recall, I don't know if it was the same one, but the same actress, but she looked exactly the same as the original. That mask, that lady. I wonder if they got the same person.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be funny if they did. I'd appreciate that. I would appreciate that.
Oh, you know what, Scorpio? This is another good one. Which Quantum Leap? I did enjoy the new Quantum Leap quite a bit. Is that your leaping?
That's me leaping.
Quantum Leap.
That's my quantum leap.
You could probably. It's hard to say because it is really a continuation, but I would say it's still a reboot kind of. But it does continue the same timeline as Sam Beckett, and Al's daughter is a character in it. That yes, look, they did do some things I found annoying in terms of a lot of shows do nowadays, but overall, I think it was a really good show, and I wish I got more seasons than just 2. In The Thing, Carpenter also puts prosthetics on a guy with one arm for the scene where someone has his arm bitten off.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they did that for the Sandman in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. I believe to get Spider-Man to punch through the Sandman, they used a guy who had an amputated arm. Punch the center of him, and they just put another thing on the other side of Thomas Hayden Church. It looked like he punched through the guy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I recommend it, Carrie. They did, both seasons are well done. So now I finally remembered one of the worst remakes, which I think you'll be fine is because I'm not choosing the original because I guess you like that one. But Chun-Li, or the Street Fighter: Legend of Chun-Li. Very, very bad reboot.
Is it a? Yeah, I guess it's a reboot.
I would say it's a reboot.
Yeah.
It was because it had no tie into the original at all.
Well, speaking of reboots, then I think people would put in the worst list the new Mortal Kombat.
Oh, which is getting a sequel, right?
It's getting a sequel, yeah.
I did not enjoy that. You're right. I started off, I thought it was going to be okay, but yeah, it went downhill quite quickly.
Best reboots are, of course, every Batman after Batman and Robin, or Batman Forever.
Wait, so you're saying Batman and Robin is a good reboot?
No, everything after.
Because you said after Batman Forever.
Which is the last one?
Batman and Robin.
Oh. So they reversed, they didn't do the titles correctly either, which makes it bad. It should have been Batman and Robin.
Because Robin
and then
comes in and Forever.
Batman Forever. Oh, Batman Forever sounds like a final thing, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound final.
Maybe they thought that was going to be the last one. Okay, I will agree. Yes, Kristen Crook, great choice as Chun-Li, but
better as Lana Lang.
I agree with that. Yes. Well, I'm a big Smallville fan, but just she couldn't save it. I also honestly think for Chun-Li, you really should get a Chinese or full Asian actress for that because
yeah, with thick 5 C's thighs.
5 C's. How do thighs are measured in C's? What does that mean?
Because they spell thick now, THICC.
Oh, right.
So
that's
the more C's you have, the thicker you are. So
that's true.
C's.
Yes, we need a woman with amazing thighs and buns of steel and
buns of steel. Yes, there has to be some dairy air.
But dude, talk about I watched an old interview with Famke Johnson when her Bond days. You know, her character name was Onatop, and she crushed people with her thighs. Chun-Li, man, she is the ultimate thigh crusher.
Oh man, I was watching some. So I don't know. I've become, while I work, I have things playing in the background, and I have been kind of obsessed with people watching, like millennials and Gen Zers watching movies for the first time. And someone watched Austin Powers for the first time. You know, some 20-something was watching Austin Powers for the first time, and I forgot that like the first femme fatale from that Austin Powers movie was a lot of vagina.
Yeah. That's great.
I'm like, oh yeah, they really made fun of all of the like. That's a really funny James Bond like sort of name. Okay, that's funny. I don't know. I just appreciate
No,
it.
it was. You're right. Let's see here. Travis says Netflix's Masters of the Universe Revolution was pretty awesome. It even makes the 87 film canon. Oh, really? That's interesting.
The Dolph Lundgren movie, really? Oh, that's great.
That is so that part's cool. I'll be honest with you. I only watched a couple or a few. I actually put that on one of my worst probably reboots. So there you go. I got something nice to say about Kevin Smith and something bad.
I was gonna say, yeah, Kevin. That's a Kevin Smith joint. So what can I say?
Well, Kevin Smith joint. Oh, it's like Spike Lee now.
Oh,
that works because he smokes joints all the time. That works.
He does.
Swamp Thing. That's a tough one. Sort of like the Mortal Kombat. I don't think they remade the movie so much as it was another shot at adapting the game. I never got to see the Swamp Thing, which was at the time like a DC Universe show, like before DCB.
It was like the best rated DC TV show, and then they canceled it after a season.
Yeah, I would have been. I'm interested. I don't know if it's on maybe it's on Max now, right? Because the WB pretty much got
Penguin is, and everyone's loving the Penguin.
You like the Batman, right, movie?
I thought the Batman movie. I really enjoyed it. It's a slow, plodding movie, but I enjoyed all 3 hours of that film.
Listen, penguins can't move that quick when they waddle around. Does he make that noise?
No, that's the 66.
I know that's the 66. So yeah. I want the new Mortal Kombat, Travis says, looked like they only had 3 sets to shoot in. So they just said everyone stand around and occasionally.
They did. Around. They had the cave. They had like a parking lot, and then they had another cave. That was it. There's your 3 shots.
The second part of Masters of the Universe was better than the first. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, because Adam comes back, or He-Man comes back.
Well, that's good. I'm sorry, guys. I love Teela, and I just could not stand Teela's whininess in the beginning of that show. And like, it was just very, I can't take it. Like, oh, you didn't tell me. It's all about me. Oh, even though you died, I don't care. It's all about me. That was my take on it.
Oh, okay. Sounds like a shot of love from with Teela Tequila.
Wait, what is Teela Tequila an actual character?
It's a real human being, yes, who was like
what?
She was a YouTube star that ended up getting a reality show. And she was like a pseudo celebrity for like a good 5 years.
You say is she dead?
No,
or she's just not a celebrity anymore.
She's just like Paris Hilton. Nobody really cares that she exists anymore.
The Penguin is fantastic, Carrie says. The series finale should be epic. Colin Farrell and Kristen Milioti are putting in award-winning performances.
Yeah, cool. The mom from How I Met Your Mother is
that's her?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm excited I haven't seen any of it, so I'm excited to binge it when it comes out and something I could rent or, stream.
Well, no, you'll have to. Wait, no, you have to get Max.
Get Max.
What? Well, I'll be honest with you. I used to think Max was great, but ever since Discovery took it over, I actually think it's pretty crappy.
That's kind of. I don't want to spend money on Max. In all honesty, that's really why I don't want to spend money on Max.
Just get it for 1 month.
I guess.
Get it for when there's a deal on.
All right.
Well, I mean, you don't have to do whatever you want, but if you really want to watch it, Max is not going to let it go somewhere else. I don't think so.
No.
In Revolution, I think this is the second Master of the Universe season. They find our series Gwildor, the knockoff Orko from the movie. Oh, and we see the cosmic key as well as half of the card.
Oh my god! Gwildor. Oh my god!
Gwildor was great.
Oh man,
he is the knockoff Orko. Orko's my favorite, by the way.
Yeah, it's like a little gnome.
Yes. Okay, that is funny. That's funny. Sarah Michelle Gellar was not a good voice choice for Teela. Melissa Benoist was a better fit in the second part. Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what's interesting? Melissa Benoist was in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot as well.
No, I'm not surprised, I guess.
So yeah, I guess so. Ever since because Kevin Smith directed some of the Supergirl episodes.
I was gonna say So
yeah, he must have really hit it off with her because he's put her in multiple things now. All right, I'd be interested to hear Milsa Benoist as Tila. All right, he went from Buffy to Supergirl, though. Interesting.
Well, there you go. Good reboot, Buffy.
You're right. Maybe the best in terms of going from. And I've never seen the movie actually, so I can't rag on it. I don't know. Some people like it, but
it's got Pee Wee Herman in it.
Yeah, what was he, a bad guy?
He was a vampire. Paul Rubens was a vampire. Luke Perry was the hero.
Yes. Well, he was like the guy with Buffy, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Was Paul Rubens the main bad guy?
I think he was. He was. Yeah. I don't know who was their Giles though, because there was a Giles in there, but I don't remember who it was.
Wow.
There was. I mean, there was a Watcher. Yeah.
So weird that Buffy didn't fall for Paul Rubens. Like she did for Angel.
For Angel, that's the Angel and/or Spike of the that universe. Like, oh.
Paramount Plus, Travis thinks, is the most buggy and ad-ridden service. Then again, Amazon makes you watch 8 ads every 20 minutes. Yeah, that's right. Because Amazon used to not have any ads, right, for Prime, but
yeah, they just recently put ads into their movies and TV shows.
Beavis and Butthead 2011 didn't work, but the current reboot has been really well done. Oh, there's a current Beavis and Butthead? Did you know that?
Yeah, they keep rebooting They refuse to reboot King of the Hill, but they'll reboot Beavis and Butthead every 5 years or so, 5 or 10 years.
Oh, do you want a King of the Hill reboot?
I like King of the Hill. I thought it was good. I thought it was funny. It's because it's that really subtle, like dry humor that I really enjoy.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right, folks. You can keep putting your best and worst reboots. Sorry, did you have any last ones you wanted before we move on? You're good? Okay. Let's do Super Loveline. This is our geek game of the night. So, folks, give us some fictional characters, such as Supergirl or Buffy or He-Man. It doesn't have to be who you mentioned. It could be anybody. Orko, Swamp Thing. And we'll play those characters on a dating advice show like Loveline from the MTV days with Am Kroll and Dr. Drew. And we'll give some advice, the questions you guys ask us. But first, give us characters to play. Just throw anybody. We'll each pick a character, and then we'll give out some amazing romantic advice. While you're doing that, remember, please subscribe like Megan Ryan did earlier in the show. And hit that like button, ring the bell, do all the things. We appreciate it. Oh, the King of the Hill reboot is happening next year. Travis tells us Mike Judge has been putting out art for it, including adult Bobby.
All right.
Why was
awesome.
Bobby
thanks,
kid?
Travis. But Bobby was Hank Hill's kid.
Like a young kid?
Yeah, he was in the show. He was probably like maybe 12 or something like that.
Oh, so he's going to be an adult now?
So I guess so. I mean, it has been 20 years, so.
Okay, yeah. So he'd be like 30 through 32.
Yeah. So maybe he's the new King of the Hill. But
wait,
yeah, that'll be interesting.
Were they actually on a hill? Did they live on a hill?
No, that was just their name because they were the Hills.
Oh, the Hills were the last name?
Yeah, yeah. It was Hank and Peggy Hill with Leanne and.
Isn't Peggy the name of the Family Guy wife?
No, Lois is the Family Guy wife.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Peg Bundy.
You could be. Peg Bundy is Peg Bundy.
So I just again put in any fictional characters, folks. So I just saw an interview with Ed O'Neill on the Rich Eisen show, and he said Ed O'Neill was saying, who played Al Bundy, of course, I'm Married with Children. He just found out when one of their producers released a book recently that some big producer guy in the studio wanted him fired. Like when they cast him in the pilot, he wanted him to get rid of that. Like he thought he.
Oh wow! Okay.
And like this guy apparently said, "Well, fine, you're not going to get rid of him. Instead of 12 episodes, you're getting one. You're getting a pilot, and it better work." And it did.
It did.
Yeah, and it went for 11 seasons. But yeah, he said he had no idea because they never told him that. Like until that book came out. Like,
what movie was he in? That like. Well, it was not. Oh, I forget what it was called. It wasn't Uncle Buck. It wasn't Uncle Buck. What movie was it? Hey, Sticks. Hi.
Hello, Chuck. Welcome. We're doing Super Loveline, so we just need you to put in fictional characters in the chat for us right now. A show like a movie where he was like an Uncle Buck character type character.
He played a kid. What movie? He was in a movie before he did Married with Children. Forget what it was though. It was like in the 80s.
I mean, because he did say at that time he was more had done being more dramatic stuff. He wasn't really he wasn't known for comedy at all.
He was an angry guy in the movie that he was in. I forget what it was though. Man.
We got Kite Man and Geordie LaForge.
Oh, we don't want it sad.
Hey, Geordie, you always think.
At least it's not Barkley, so I guess that's fine.
Oh, that's right, because Barkley actually never, as far as we know, gets with anybody. Because even in Voyager, I don't know if you've seen this one recently, because I know you've been rewatching it. There's that woman Barkley gets with, but she's just conning him the whole time, like to.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I might have seen it.
It's the one with Deanna's in as well. Deanna and him sometimes are in Voyager ones when he makes contact with Voyager from Earth.
Oh, no, that's season 7. I'm guessing then.
I think he might have came in at 6 actually, but it's near the end.
I'm weirdly avoiding. I don't know why, but like if it's the later seasons, because I want to see the earlier seasons, but then I realize I don't like the first season because Neelix is annoying, and everyone.
Well, Neelix is in the whole time though.
Yeah, but he gets less annoying as once Cass is gone, he becomes less annoying.
Okay. Well, and also the first season or 2, you got the stupid Kazon, which are terrible.
Oh yeah, the Kazon. Yeah.
one of the worst villains ever created in Star Trek. Dutch, is that the movie with I don't know?
Yeah, I think it was Dutch. Yeah.
And Donald Sutherland, Michael tells us, was the
Watcher.
Watcher.
See, that's cool. I'll play. Oh. That's a good one, Scorpio. I like that one.
T-800, yeah. Well, you're going to play the Donald Sutherland Watcher. Is that who you want to play?
No, I don't know enough about him, actually.
Yeah. That means both Donald Sutherland and Kiefer Sutherland were in vampire movies. Because Kiefer was in Lost.
Oh, that's true. I'm sure Donald Sutherland's been in more than that one vampire movie. He's been around.
Oh, he's been what, did he die recently? Or no?
Like 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Like he's been a while. It hasn't been
recently.
recent.
It's not 20 years. A Ziggy from Quantum Leap. Oh, the computer is Ziggy. The Quantum Leap computer.
Ziggy
and Galactus. All right, who do you want to play out of those? Some choices we have here.
Galactus, Al Bundy's too, like, I know Al Bundy really well. Yeah, that's true. We could play a female character. Why not?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide too.
I kind of want to just be Geordie. I kind of just want to be Geordie.
All right, so be Geordie.
I'll just be Geordie.
All right, I'll be the T-800 Terminator, which is the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator, folks. If you don't remember all the numbers,
Galactus does speak through his. He speaks through his.
Through the Silver Surfer.
Through the Silver Surfer, yeah. Through his,
he's like the emissary, whatever, the champion. Yeah. Right? But Galactus, does the Silver Speaker just relay it, or does he actually speak the actual words Galactus is saying?
Pretty sure he says it, because Galactus is just a head. It's just a giant celestial, so he can't.
He has a whole body at times, right? Not just a head.
He does. Yeah. He wasn't smoke like in the second Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't just smoke, but I think he's so big he can't speak normally. He's like other Celestials where they speak telepathically.
Right.
That makes sense. The Herald of Galactus. That's
the
what.
Herald.
That's what.
Lawrence Fishburne played him in
the. Yeah.
Did a good job.
He did. I like Lawrence. Hey, Lawrence Fishburne has a very distinct and very good voice.
Yeah. Also good in the Ant-Man things. He's a scientist.
Yeah, he was. The 5 minutes he was in Ant-Man. Yeah.
Well, he's in the second one. Sort of decent amount.
He's in there a little bit. Yeah.
Anyway, okay, folks, thank you. I'm T-800 Terminator. Francis is Geordie LaForge from Star Trek Next Generation. Give us some dating, any kind of romance, dating, sex questions. This is Super Loveline. We will answer them. And what better advice to get from the Terminator and Geordie LaForge on your romantic advice?
Well, if you recall in Terminator Dark Fate.
I don't, because I didn't watch it, but go ahead, tell me.
Oh, see, the T-800
that's the most recent one, right? The one that's
most recent.
Linda Hamilton came back for.
He marries a woman and has a child. Either he marries or is just like in a relationship with a woman, and takes care of their child together, and he looks after them as the T-800.
Okay, so I'm so confused with this. This is why I think Terminator should have stopped a long time ago making movies. Now Scorpio has done a lot of good commentary on this. Linda, I'll say, so this is kind of like Cameron's sequel to T2, right? Dark Fate.
Yes. So the Dark Fate, the premise is that,
So it ignores everything except T1 and T2, right?
yes, because after T2, they go and I don't know, vacation, and John Connor gets killed by a Terminator.
Where sometime after T2,
as a kid, yeah, as a kid still, because they show him as a little child, as his teenage self.
all right. So right off the bat, I think that's fucking stupid because it just basically, what the fuck's the point of T2 then? But go ahead.
Well, they kill him, which means that the Terminator was successful. But then, in order to, I guess, anticipate that someone from the future sends back the Arnold to like the 80s or something, way before the events of Terminator, and he like ends up in, if I recall correctly, because I only seen it once in theaters, but he ends up in a relationship with this woman who lost her husband, and he takes care of her and her kid. And so, in order to keep up the ruse, that's why he looks older, as an older Terminator, because he doesn't age, but he has to age for this, like, for the ruse. So he's on Earth as a Terminator with his family for like
before the events of T1.
Before the events of this, like, is parallel to all those Terminator movies, and so he's by himself, aging and whatnot until he meets everyone again in the Dark Fate universe, where there's a new savior of the galaxy in some lady and her kid, some other lady and her kid.
Okay, so wait a minute. He got sent back this time to stop John Connor getting killed. Getting killed the second time? So trying to get
he
killed.
Just dies. He's died. He's dead. He's dead for the whole.
But why was this old? I'll call him Old Man Terminator sent back.
I forget. It was just to prevent something else from happening. I don't remember what it was.
So in this one, parallel to John Connor, Sarah Connor being with Kyle Reese, Old Man Terminator is with this other woman savior.
No. He lives as a Terminator, has a regular person for years under the guise of like protecting this lady.
Yeah, but he's around while the events of T1 are going on, is what you're saying, right?
I don't remember. It might have been he kills. I think I'm remembering this wrong, but I know he kills John Connor, and maybe after he kills John Connor, he becomes a regular dude up until the thing. I forget, but he stays on Earth from the 80s on. Like he stays there for 30 years.
We'll get to the games. We'll talk more about this later. I'm so confused.
There you go. Scorpio explains it. So Old Man Terminator kills John, then just goes about life. Because he fulfilled his mission.
That means after T2.
So I guess it is after T2. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you for doing this. All right. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. Thank you, folks. Put in your Super Loveline questions. I'm T800. We got Jordy LaForge over here. Let's see here. All right. Here. Jordy, you want to kick things off here?
I don't. Well, where's the first? You have to highlight the first question then. Oh, why should? Okay. All right. So Scorpio would like to ask, why should I take love advice from you? From me, or personally, or from that guy? Hold on.
Yeah, from me.
Oh God. Well,
I am good at giving romantic advice.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly why. I
just learned that I am going to get married in the future. That is exciting. I must be good at romance then.
You are. Yeah. I guess. I don't know who you are.
I am the T800 sent from the future to eliminate Sarah Connor, then John Connor again, then someone else probably.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of killing.
Do not worry. Then I become good.
Well, I like to, of course, the reason why you'd want to get life advice from me is because, well, when I reverse the polarity of tachyon fields, I often develop a force conduit orb around my body that attracts women in a way that only I, Geordie LaForge, can.
Wait a minute. I've seen your show as I've been hanging out in the 90s on Earth, and I think you reversed it because it repels women, I believe, in the show.
Hey. It might be true. It might be true. But I'm able to fix any Jeffrey's tube conduit with my excellent space spanner skills. So that's why the women love me.
All right, listen.
At least that's how I programmed them to love me.
All right, listen, sad man. You should get in the Jeffrey's tube and use your spanner on a woman.
I mean, I did. When I programmed them correctly, they love me.
Okay, that is disturbing. Let's go to the next question. Yeah, as an AI, how do you see yourself procreating to keep your lineage going? I wish I knew more about Dark Fate and I could tell you how that happened, but mainly, I just create. I think you should create more robots and call them T801, 801A, that kind of thing, and then you don't have to worry about them dying. Just make robot children. And like me, you can, make them older as you go along. It's easy. Well, wait, speaking of AI, isn't that the only kind of woman you can get with, Jordy?
Hey, yes. Look, I can't help it. My first love is a starship. That is where my heart goes to. When I fix isolinear cubes and take care of antimatter and dark antimatter conduits, it just brings me so much joy. It's the only way I can get aroused.
Oh, I think actually my true mission is to get you a date. That's why I've been sent back.
People claim who have seen the future. They say I get a wife and kids. Apparently, I don't believe it, but apparently it's true.
Oh, I am from the future. I can tell you, you do. But then we Terminators of Skynet kill them. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
You were not important enough to go back and save. Only John Connor. Anyway, on that nice note, let's see here. Here we go.
All right. So I guess Carrie wants to know, do either of you have a map to this new mysterious nightclub called the G Spot? Oh, is that like the Geordie Spot? I know where the Geordie Spot is. It's in the it's usually in Holodeck 7. That's where I like to hang out and spend time with the creator of the Warp Core engine of the Enterprise. She's so pretty. Her creator is pretty too. But boy, oh boy, do I love a good hum from the warp engines.
Wow, I'm a robot and this is creeping me out. Anyway. Well, the only nightclub I know is the one I went in where I was hunting Sarah Connor and I used my shotgun to kill a bunch of people. So they don't let me in nightclubs anymore.
You're a murderer?
Oh, don't worry about it. They went to nightclubs. They're not very nice people.
Wow. Okay. I guess not.
Yeah, listen, you got to understand, it's before I was reprogrammed.
Oh, to have love and emotions like I do for this warp core engine?
Well, Later on, I guess I will discover love, but first I had to discover how to tell jokes in Spanish.
Oh, I know Spanish. Dilithium crystals.
I don't think that is Spanish.
Oh.
All right. Super Loveline. My girlfriend has terrible taste in movies, and now I have the ick. Help. Oh, does she like Terminator Dark Fate?
It's a fine movie. I like Dark Fate.
Or Star Trek Nemesis?
Oh well, no, not that. Look, if your girlfriend doesn't like movies, you probably have to go into her cerebral matrix and probably have to rewire the secondary gyrodyne relays and maybe even I don't know find new pathways to their intermatrix field, and then you'll have her loving good movies like Sleepless in Seattle.
Is that one of your favorites?
I love that movie. It's because it isn't real.
Well, it's a movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm starting to see why you're not getting dates. I think Carrie has a question aimed at your ship. If I'm hanging out at 10 Forward, what's the best pickup line to get with Ro Laren? Oh, yes, I've seen that show. Ro Laren, I think you humans call her a hottie.
Yes. We humans call Ro Laren.
Remember, I mostly know 80s and 90s.
That's true. Well, okay. I used to read a lot of classic literature from the 80s and 90s. We used to, I guess, in those terms, she would be called fine.
Ah. So not great, just fine.
No. Fine means, well, you have to say it correctly. You have to say fine or foine too.
What is it in Spanish? Bueno? What? Fine?
Yeah. Yes. But anyway, yeah. So the best way to hit on her is are you a prophet? Because I'm being called to your box.
Did you get that joke from Commander Data?
Data? My best friend Data doesn't know any jokes.
I heard he was a great stand-up comedian.
Oh, well.
As you know, from my performance in Terminator 2, robots are great comedians.
No, not this time, but there you go.
Well, I do not know, sure if Ro would react kindly to that remark, but I hear if you give her amnesia, she really likes having sex with Commander Riker.
Wasn't she Maquis? She was Maquis, right? Okay.
She at the end, yes, I watched all these episodes. She winds up joining the Maquis at the very end.
Oh, she's got Maquis to my heart.
That is quite funny. You should go with that one.
All right. I just want to ask Carrie's last question here. Is the T-800 fully functional?
Yes. Like, I'm even more functional at Commander Data. Because, as you, Jordy, or person playing Jordy pointed out, I have a kid. So, obviously, I am fully functional. And to also answer, Scorpio had a question about vibrator isn't working. I am also a vibrator. My whole body vibrates when I want it to. So not only am I fully functional, I am a full-sized vibrator.
Oh, we'll have to correct the frequency of that vibration to match the circumference of the wormhole in which we are headed towards. T800, we're going back to the past. Woo!
Oh my! Oh no! Now I am naked. Remember, when you travel to the past,
That's right. So am I.
Naked. Oh, now I am seeing some issues.
Dun-dun-dun.
Oh, is that the end? Okay. I thought maybe you were gonna have us do something in the past, but all right.
No.
All right, sorry guys, we had to end the Super Loveline. We went to the past.
We went to the past. We're no longer here to provide answers to your questions.
All right, but thank you guys. Those were great. There were some actually good comments besides questions while that.
Yes, thank you.
Was going on.
Funny.
Let me trying to find some of these.
Very funny.
Let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry, Chuck. I meant to put this up. Is it true that the only pussy you saw in the Enterprise was Data's cat?
That's yeah. Funny. What's her face? What was the cat's name again?
Spot.
Spot. An ode to Spot.
Scorpio says, I wish I had the balls to just ignore our fate. We all knew that movie was going to blow. Oh, I ignore it. I ignore everything after T3.
No, I think the worst one of it was the one with
Genesis?
Khaleesi, yeah.
Who's Khaleesi?
From Game of Thrones.
Did she play the new Linda?
She played Sarah Connor in that one. She played the new Sarah Connor. She was like the reboot Sarah Connor, and I'm like, you're tiny and not that convincing.
Well, though, however, in the original T1, actually, Sarah Connor is not at all.
That's true. Yeah. It's T2 where she gets all buffed out. Transformation. And like, yeah.
I mean, that's one of the largest transformations I've ever seen. Like an
She's like, it's 1989. I'm not wearing a bra.
Yeah, in the second one?
Yeah.
That was 91, but close, yeah.
Oh, 91. It's 91. 1991. I ain't wearing a bra. It's the 90s.
By the way, I would like to pick up Rolaire. That's a good choice, Carrie. I always like Ro a lot. I'm not sure what reference you were wanting to make, but he says all this for one reference. Let's see here. Tell Ro you've got 10 that you could give her forward or backwards.
Okay, that's a good one. That'd have been really good. I hadn't seen that one.
And he also says with Geordi's engineering knowledge, he might make a good romantic match for a Terminator in another game.
Well, if Jeff played the Terminator from
Terminatrix,
no, or from Sarah Connor Chronicles, who's Summer Glau was a Terminator. Oh. You could have been her.
Mm-hmm.
And Geordi could have awkwardly tried to flirt with Summer Glau.
Come on. You spent the afterlife with a Ro. You got to know the key to her heart. That's true. They had that.
Oh, that's right. They did.
That was a good episode.
Did. Yeah, that was a good one. It was. They were phased, right?
I mean, yes, but everyone thought they were dead. So
yeah.
I remember there was a Terminator romancing a woman long term in that Sarah Connor Chronicles show, but that is cover for an infiltration thing. Oh, interesting. It was fully functional and programmed in multiple techniques. Oh, wow. All right. There's no wormhole. Brown chicken, brown cow. Wait, what? Does that make no wormhole? What's that reference?
Because it's sexy. Brown chicken, brown chicken, brown cow.
Oh, okay.
That's no wormhole.
I see. I get it now. Okay. All right. Thanks, folks. That was good stuff.
Thank you.
All right. So let's we're gonna do AsK SGU Anything in a little bit, but let's go to our second geeky question. So Dragon Age: The Veilguard came out on Thursday, last Thursday. Well, normally it's a weird day for a game to come out, actually. It's usually Tuesday or Fridays. Anyway, it's out. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. So I highly recommend it, particularly if you're a Dragon Age fan. I don't care. I'm going to make this very, very early. I'm super early in the game. So this is kind of stupid to say this, but it's good. Actually, it's not stupid to say this because it's late in the year. It's going to be my game of the year. And I'm not going to be surprised if I like even more than Baldur's Gate 3, which is my game of the year yesterday. Do with that with what you will. But anyway, I think it's great. But the question is, since that's a long-running fantasy franchise. What's your favorite fantasy? It could be a movie, show, book, game, video game. Could be a tabletop RPG, whatever you want. But what's your favorite fantasy something, creation, thing? Tell us that in the chat or the comments and post. And remember to subscribe and give us a like if you don't mind.
And vote on what's your favorite time traveling device.
I completely forgot about the poll until you just said that. Wow. Oh boy, I don't even know. I got to bring up YouTube. All right. Well, tell us what are your favorite fantasy things while I try to bring up the YouTube thing here.
That's true. I also forgot about it too when we started because I'm like, oh yeah, we didn't even bring up the question. We got caught up.
Please bring it up anytime you think about it. It's like now.
I didn't think about it. I thought about it when we started, and then we started, and then I forgot again. But yeah, time travel. We're not really talking about time travel, but we're talking about time travel now.
All right. Well, here I got the question now. What's the best time travel device? That's the YouTube poll if you're watching live, and I get 4 options I can put in. So we've got the TARDIS. Oh wow, actually has a bigger lead than I expected. Okay, I can't believe this. DeLorean is tied with Hot Tub and Phone Booth is third, which is from Bill and Ted. Hot Tub's from Hot Tub Time Machine. DeLorean, of course, from Back to the Future. I would 100% vote DeLorean. That's easy for me. Well, this is maybe a little hard for you because you love Back to the Future and Doctor Who. Or maybe you would choose Hot Tub. I don't know. What would you choose?
If I had to
you like Bill and Ted too. You actually like a lot of these things.
That's true. Even though I feel like it's a little bit of a cheat because the phone booth and the TARDIS are more or less the same thing.
one's a police box.
I know.
And one is a huge ship inside, and one is not though. Right?
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
The other one's just a phone booth. Like, it doesn't go. It's just a phone booth. Like
it's a tough one though. You're right. It's a tough one because the TARDIS makes the most sense to me because it's not just a time machine. It travels. Like it's like a DeLorean, but roomier because you can have a whole house in there.
Yeah, it's easier to have sex in there.
I'm just saying, yeah, but like you have a pool and bedrooms and like everything.
Does he have pools in there?
He has several pools.
We've seen a pool, really? Oh
wow. You don't see it, you hear it. Somebody falls through one of the doors and it splashes into a swimming pool.
Okay.
But yeah, so the TARDIS would probably be the most likely answer I would give. Of course, not the latest one. The latest one is not very good, but previous TARDISes are
Wait, do they change the look of the inside of the TARDIS per doctor?
Every new doctor has a new looking TARDIS.
Oh,
the best. Yeah,
they style it to themselves.
The best one was of course the made-for-TV American movie Doctor Who, starring oh God, I can't remember his name now, but he's the 8th Doctor, and
so one of the older ones.
One of the older ones, but he had his TARDIS was the best because he had like it was a library with like tables and stuff. I'm like, that doesn't work for a machine that actually can turn upside down and stuff, so that's really bad. But he does it anyway, and he has like tea and stuff in his little TARDIS.
I like that. I would like a library.
Yeah. It's really cool. I like that. I like that TARDIS a lot. That's like my favorite TARDIS, I think.
Carrie was the first answer. Hot Tub for the win. Legend of Tomorrow's Wave Wider is close second. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I gotta go DeLorean, man. I love Back to the Future. It's classic. It's so cool,
Or the train.
Also, yeah, that's not as cool. A DeLorean is also practical in terms of you can use it once you get there to drive around or fly if you're in the future.
Yeah, but it can't compete against a 1950s like Cadillac because those are made of steel and it would just rip the DeLorean open like a tin
Only if you're
can.
in a demolition derby, which I would not be, and I could go faster, maybe. I actually don't know how fast.
Well, it flies, so you could definitely go faster.
Well, yes, if I flew away.
Yeah.
Yes. See, in a TARDIS, you can't. Once you're there, you can't go around in the TARDIS. You have to walk.
That's true. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so that's why I'm thinking DeLorean. All right. Although, I mean, a hot tub would be nice and relaxing. That's true.
And unexpected, because that's what's so great about that movie is it's unexpected.
Oh man, you know what? I went to that movie thinking it was gonna be so funny, and I really thought it was just so fucking stupid. But I know a lot of people.
I was fine. I didn't have as much of an issue with it. Even though I didn't really like movies like that of the era, like oh God, what was the Will Ferrell one where they're in college or they get a college
Old
frat
school.
house, old school. Like those era of movies, I'm not really a big fan of, and that's kind of in there.
Carrie tells us the Wave Rider is the only one with a bathroom. The TARDIS doesn't have a bathroom.
No, TARDIS is a bathroom. TARDIS is a full on. It's a living breed. It's a living.
Have we heard him go to the bathroom, or her?
Well, you never really hear anyone ever go to the bathroom.
I know, but I mean, since they fall into the
anything.
pool, maybe you could hear a flush sound or something. I don't know.
No, sadly, no flush.
Oh,
Though
the
that
doctor
would
doesn't
be
flush after he poos. Okay, maybe the doctor doesn't poo. Does he even have to go to the bathroom?
Hey, no. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe that's
because he's not. He's not.
He's
What
an
is he
alien.
considered, an alien?
He's an alien. He's a Gallifreyan. Yeah.
Why do Gallifreyans look like humans?
Why do any? I mean, because it's.
But why do they
cheap.
look exactly like? And because the Doctor Who universe is actually one where which is one reason it's weird to me. The aliens look so fucking bizarre. They don't look humanoid at all sometimes.
Except for the Gallifreyans. I don't know. They don't explain it, because, but I'm going to guess they're just going to write it off because it was a '60s show and they didn't have a means to make a doctor look incredibly weird. And it's also a kids show.
They could say maybe they just took the form because he's interacting with humans, but I don't know. But
well, the first Doctor, the explanation for the very first Doctor, which they got rid of, which they retconned, was he's half human. So the reason why he looks human is because he's half human.
Oh, the very first Doctor?
The very first Doctor, they explained.
When did they retcon that?
Oh God, I would say maybe during the reboot when they did it back in 2005. When they rebooted it, they didn't make him.
I don't mind. That's kind of a cool idea. Half human.
Yeah, they made him half human. He has a granddaughter.
Too.
Yeah, he has a granddaughter. That was in his very first companion was his granddaughter. So.
Well, was the granddaughter like a kid
human.
Or like an adult?
Oh, an adult. She was like a college student, I think.
Oh, so he's kind of like an older dude?
Yeah, the very first Doctor was like in his 60s, 70s, I think. Yeah.
Oh, I'm kind of curious to see this first Doctor now.
Yeah, he's very wizened.
I only know Tom Baker from that era. The fourth.
There's a cool little like pseudo documentary called Adventures in Time and Space that tells the story of how Doctor Who they do a dramatization of how Doctor Who started as a TV show. It's a really good intro for anyone who hasn't seen Doctor Who. It's like, oh, this is how they made the Doctor. This is why they did it. You know, it's the first female producer because it was a woman who came up with the idea of Doctor Who and produced the show in the UK. So yeah, you get to see the guy who plays the Doctor's a really good actor. I forget his name, but he's done other stuff. He was Filch in Harry Potter. He was the groundskeeper in Harry Potter.
Way.
Yeah.
That's the first Doctor?
They play him. Well, not the original in the movie.
In the dramatization?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, the original first Doctor's dead. Yeah, he's long dead.
Well, wait, what was that, the 50s or 60s?
50s. Yeah. Okay. 50s, 60s, yeah.
Well, first off, hello, Jalou. Hello, we're glad you're in.
Hi.
Here too. The reason they made the whole Many Lives is because the original actor died before filming started on season 2.
That's not what they say. I mean, maybe it's possible. He was actually, well, at least based off of the little TV movie, he was having a harder time remembering lines, and he was having he was old enough to where he was getting a little senile and some dementia, so he was having a really hard time acting, and so they're like, we got to replace you somehow, and so they brought in another actor. It's like, oh, it's Doctor number 2.
All right. Well, so first again, folks, we're talking, if you just joined us, so your favorite fantasy movie, show, book, or game. Is Doctor Who your favorite, or one of your favorites, right?
For what? Oh, for time.
Would you call? I guess you would call that science fiction, not fantasy.
Science
right?
fiction. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So never mind.
Lord of the Rings, I guess, would be my sci-fi. It would be my fantasy.
Fantasy, Lord of the Rings. Okay.
Yeah.
Is the Peter Jackson movies your favorite version of Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, he's doing it again, which is weird.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's doing another series of Lord of the Rings movies again.
Okay, not a remake, right?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Or a reboot.
There's an anime of Lord of the Rings coming out soon. That's
There's
not
obviously the Rings
connected.
of Power just finished their second season, right? Recently.
Yeah, and I believe they're doing.
He has nothing to do with Rings of Power, though, right?
No, he doesn't touch Rings of Power because it is anyway. It is what it is. That's what it is.
I don't think. Oh, I didn't think you watched it.
I haven't seen any of it.
All right. Well, listen. Again, well, I know some people, between some more viewers, love it. It's doing well enough to get. Obviously, got 2 seasons. So
Yeah.
all right, but he wants to do like what, a new story in Lord of the Rings or a different story that he hasn't done yet.
Okay, so I guess it is a reboot.
Oh no,
It is a reboot from what I looked
he's
up.
rebooting his own movies.
Discovery is planning 2 live-action Lord of the Ring movies as a reboot, making the for 26 release. I'm sorry, marking the blockbusters series' first new film in a decade. Directed by and starring Andy Serkis, who starred in the original trilogy of the 2000 films. Oh, and featuring director Peter. So Peter Jackson, I guess, is still
Producing,
being a part of it, not producing or something. Yeah.
Well, wait a minute, but this is a reboot of the Lord of the Rings.
It is a live action retelling of Lord of the Rings.
Oh boy. Well, I'm assuming Circa is going to play Gollum again then, if he's starring in.
It says, yeah, Warner Bros. Will release the first of its new batch of live action, which will focus on Andy Serkis's Gollum, according to Variety.
Oh, so maybe it's more from his Gollum's perspective.
Possibly, yeah.
Well, that's not going to work for me because I'm finding Gollum very annoying, actually.
And then the anime, The War of Rohirrim, is coming out.
Is that
at the end of the month?
Now, that war, is that in the past or when is that? Is that during Lord of the Rings?
I think this might be the second age actually on that one. So it might
what
be
age are we in Lord of
before
the Rings?
third age.
Okay. It does have Carl Urban in the Lord of the Rings movies, yes.
Which is really the only reason why Lord of the Rings is the best movie. Is my favorite fantasy. my favorite fantasy series is Lord of the Rings. Mostly because of it has amazing actors. It has Sean Bean. It has Carl Urban. It has
what character? The Gandalf guy.
Oh yeah, Ian McKellen. Yes, sir. Ian McKellen is in it. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Oh, Tammy tells us the War Doctor was the wand seller in Harry Potter.
Oh no, yeah, you're talking about So there's that's the one after the 8th Doctor. I was talking about the first Doctor for the television movie Adventures in Time and Space. But yeah, you're right, Tammy. That God, if I could only remember his name. But yes.
All right.
I know who you're talking about.
Tell us your favorite fantasies. We got to vote for Lord of the Rings here. I mean, well, I guess I usually say Willow, probably. I'm trying to think what other answers though I could give.
Yeah,
Willow,
she was great. She was great in Buffy.
You always say that. Can I, like, every single time?
That's why I didn't put any emphasis into it because I'm like, it's the joke I always say. So
well, okay, no, Buffy actually is an urban fantasy, so that would count as a fantasy.
Oh, okay. Because I was just say
Buffy is one of probably the very early urban fantasies.
Yeah, there's a ton of Harry Potter crossovers into.
Harry Potter. Yeah, what am I talking about? Yeah, besides Willow, Harry Potter. That's absolutely one of my favorites.
Is that urban fantasy too? Because it's modern.
No, that's just contemporary fantasy, just standard fantasy. Urban. Well, no, because urban is more like, I would say, street level kind of stuff, right? Sort of. Not always, but it's usually urban. Like the name urban usually takes place in a city.
It's movies with Carl Urban in it. That's an urban fantasy.
That's exactly it.
Any movie with Carl Urban in it, urban fantasy.
Right, because people like Tammy are fantasizing about Carl Urban.
I wonder if there's any movies, Tammy would know, if there's any movies where Carl Urban takes his shirt off. I feel like he doesn't do that. I feel like that's not a thing he would do.
Hang on. As Caesar and Xena, he might at one point. Or no, as Cupid. He has a shirt off as Cupid.
There you go.
And Xena.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure.
I feel like it's weird too. So I feel like he's not old enough to have been in Xena for some reason. I feel like Xena is so far, like long ago.
Yeah. I mean, so we're talking late 90s, even into the very early 2000s.
Yeah.
I will say he's aged quite well because he doesn't look crazy young there. Actually,
No, he doesn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so weird to think that
he ages, I guess, really well.
Lucy Lawless did too. Lucy Lawless aged really well. Yeah.
She still looks good.
Yeah. I mean, she decided to get naked in like her 50s, so like good for her. So like power to you. Yeah, for Spartacus, yeah.
A lot of good nudity in Spartacus.
Not Gladiator 2 though.
Well, the Gladiator 1 didn't have nudity either, right?
No.
I've been seeing all the trailers for that because I guess it's coming out later this month, I think, right?
Maybe this next weekend. Oh, did we ever say what we're doing for N7 Day? You just explained what N7 Day
well,
was.
we were saying Mass Effect isn't. BioWare's not really doing anything. Oh yeah, are
you doing anything for N7 Day?
I usually forget about it. Yeah, I will. I'll play Dragon Age because that's a
there
BioWare game. There you go.
There you go.
Are you doing it? Are you gonna put your? Wait, do you have your sweatshirt on right now?
I do. Oh yeah,
sweatshirt?
I do. Yeah.
Show it off.
I do. Yeah.
There it is.
N7.
Are you going to cuddle with your sweatshirt on N7 Day?
I mean, I'm gonna wear it because it's California cold. So yeah. It's like
that good
60.
sweat,
It's like
65.
60 degrees. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sweatshirt weather.
It's 62 freaking degrees right now. It's cold.
So guess what? It was 65 here today, and that was shorts and t-shirt weather for me.
Yeah.
Which that was every day, but
No.
Because I'm weird. But
I went to
we're on a heat wave right now for this time of year.
I went out on Sunday in the morning, and it was a whopping 72 degrees, and everyone was wearing a light jacket or a sweater. Like it's 72 degrees. It's not
when I live in
that
San
cold.
Diego, it would be like 60, mid 60s, and people would have a winter coat on sometimes.
Yeah, especially at night, because I guess it just
it does when the sun's on you, it feels warmer. That's
it
true,
does, yeah. But it always like surprises me that in the middle of Los Angeles, I'll see somebody. Actually, not even that. I'll go somewhere where it actually gets real cold, like when I went to the East Coast, like Pennsylvania, where it actually gets real cold. I would see people who I knew were Californians because they were wearing like 17 layers in like was probably like 50-degree weather. I'm like, it's cold, but I don't know if you need 17 layers of clothing cold. Although it's that.
No, 50s is spring weather, man.
Yeah.
For here. By the way, let's see here. There's a Carl Urban movie, Tammy. Tell us where he's in a loincloth the entire movie. Oh, what is that?
Oh yeah, tell me, say what the movie is, because I want to.
Now that's an urban fantasy.
That is an urban fantasy.
A reference to last week with the jacket weather. Were we talking about jacket weather last
You
week?
must have been.
Well,
Who
I can't
knows?
remember.
I talk about jacket weather all the time, I think.
First, Peter Cushing. Was there a second Peter Cushing? Or is Peter Cushing your favorite actor? You can tell us that. We still tell us your favorite fantasy movie though, folks. That's the actual question, or show, or movie, or whatever book. So I got Willow. I got Harry Potter for books and movies, but definitely for books. Harry Potter's one of my all-time. Oh, we both got the Apprentice Adept series, right? Well, that's one of my all-time favorites from Piers Anthony.
Yeah.
That's
Sword of
sci-fi
Truth,
and
yeah.
fantasy combined. Pretty good.
Sword of Truth is I really enjoyed Sword of Truth.
Mm-hmm.
The book series too.
Yeah, that's the Seeker series, right?
The Seeker series.
Legend of the Seeker. Yeah.
Yeah.
I read the first one or two books. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Wheel of Time. It's like 20 books long, and then he's still writing them.
Is he still around? Terry Brooks, right?
Yeah, Terry Goodkind is still around.
Terry Goodkind is that one?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
Terry Brooks is the
author.
Age of Shannara guy, I think. Yeah.
So Terry Goodkind is still writing Wheel of Time or Sword of Truth books for some weird reason in like modern day. It's like the dude refuses to let go of his legacy. Like, I get it. But come on.
Well, why not? If people want it and he likes it, why not?
Yeah. I guess.
The Wheel of Time, that's Robert Jordan.
That's Robert Jordan.
Who passed away, and then
Brandon Sanderson.
What's his
took over.
nuts? Yeah, Brandon
what's his nuts took over. Brandon Sanderson's nuts.
Right. Well,
took
he's does fucking everything. Like, there's
he does. He refuses to not work.
biggest fantasy guy around right now. I'm really struggling with this one. Scorpio says for favorite fantasy movie, Excalibur maybe has knights and gets into magic. Highlander is really more sci-fi, but it feels fantasy. with all the swords and sorcery. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Absolutely.
I mean, it's hard to, fantasy.
I mean, some people even call Star Wars kind of like a space fantasy,
Yeah. Well, that's how they differentiate Star Wars from Star Trek. Star Trek is sci-fi.
Yeah.
And then Star Wars is
Like,
science fantasy.
Or space opera, or
space fantasy. I would say, yeah, like it's hard because there's a lot of what shows have wizardry in it, I guess, or magic.
Well, but it doesn't have that. It doesn't have to have that for be fantasy. It doesn't have to.
That's true.
But I mean, Highlander has obviously a form of magic. They're immortal, right? When you get the quickening when you take their head, that's magic, basically.
Oh, I like the first 5 seasons of Once Upon a Time.
Yes, that's absolutely fantasy.
5 or 6
I agree.
seasons
That's
of that.
actually when I stopped watching. I think around that. Yeah.
When everyone started leaving the show, I'm just like, I don't want to watch this anymore. Especially since the main girl who was in House originally.
Yeah, Emma. Wait, didn't she stick around for a while?
She did. She stayed until, and then the final 2 or 3 seasons, which is when I stopped. The Wicked Witch ended up being the main female protagonist for the last of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually liked her.
Yeah.
But mainly when she was green. I always wanted to be green because that's when I thought she was really sexy.
I just didn't like the kid, and then he grew up, and then I'm like, well, it's too late. I still don't like the kid. Yeah.
I liked Henry. Pathfinder, a Viking boy raised by Native Americans, saves him from more Vikings that return as an adult. Oh, that's the movie. He's in a loincloth, I guess.
Pathfinder. All right, I gotta look that up. Not that I want to see him in a loincloth. Yeah. Not that I want to see him in a loincloth. I'm just this is called
just admit it, you do.
This is called research.
I mean, the movie 300, you're going to see the most guys in.
That's true.
Hang on, is he in that?
Carl Urban and no, yeah.
Wait, now I'm getting. I thought. Am I getting?
Oh, you might be.
Is he Leonidas?
No. That's
I'll look it up while you look whatever you're looking up.
No, I'm just looking at Pathfinder.
Oh, okay. You look up Pathfinder. I'll look up 300. I typed in 200. That's the.
Oh, it's not a great movie. It's okay. It has Vikings in it. I mean, Vikings are fun.
Gerard Butler. That's who I was.
Gerard Butler. That's right.
Who's now? Michael Fassbender was in 300. I did not remember that.
For like a second, yeah. Michael Fassbender shows up as like a.
Stelios is his name.
Yeah, he shows up in like a couple. It's mostly Gerard Butler not singing.
Why would he be singing?
Because he was the Phantom of the Opera.
Gerard Butler was?
Yeah, Gerard Butler was the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh. Around that, this like, I don't know, like mid 2000 times, which is when this came out. He was like the shit, man. Like he was getting a lot of roles.
Yeah, and then he got relegated to romantic comedy guy.
Like, no, but wait. A little more recently, he was action guy because he was in all those.
He did a
White
show.
House, London Falling, White House Falling, whatever, all those movies.
He did a movie called Plane, which I thought was really good, where he plays a pilot on a plane that gets taken over.
Hijacked,
yeah. It's good. It's a good movie.
Is it like the Liam Neeson plane movie?
He said no. This guy, in this one, Gerard Butler does not try to take on everyone by himself. He has help, and he has he gets hurt.
Well, that's because he doesn't have Wesley Snipes with him, like Passenger 57.
No. Liam Neeson has a new freaking I'm an old man, I can kill people movie. That's coming out like this weekend or the next weekend. Like Liam Neeson refuses to stop making terrible movies. Like, make your comedies. Make your Airplane. Well,
he's gonna do
make your Naked Gun.
Because he's about to transition to Naked Gun.
Yeah, make Naked Gun.
What's the new action one called?
Oh God, it's some one word I don't know, Another Passenger.
Yeah, the problem. I mean, Taken was great, but I will say after that, I think they're kind of forgettable.
I watched Unknown. I watched all of his one word freaking movies. Almost all of them. I stopped at some point when I realized they're all the same and they're all bad. Commuter, I saw. They're all awful. Oh, Absolution. That's it. It's Absolution. He's a former gangster. He's an aging gangster that has to save his family. So he has to kick ass and talking in an American accent.
Oh yeah, because he's Irish, right?
Yeah.
What you like Taken, right?
The Taken's great. Taken 1 and 2 are good.
All right.
I don't know if there's a Taken 3, but I mean, if there is, it's fine, I guess.
Okay. Favorite short fiction from Jalou Harrison Bergeron? Is that the author or the name of the short fiction?
Harrison Bergeron. Is it this? It's the name of the book.
Is it like
by
Flowers for
Kurt
Algernon?
Vonnegut.
Vonnegut.
Yeah,
I read Fahrenheit 451 in school by him.
that's hot.
It's very hot. It was a hot book. Like that hottie Rolaren, whatever I said.
Yeah, Hottie Rolaren. Yeah.
All right, folks. You can keep putting your favorite fantasy choices in if you like in the chat or in post if you're watching in the comment section.
Our favorite fantasy. My favorite fantasy is, of course, Mariah Carey's song
"Sweet Sweet Fantasy Baby."
Fantasy, which was, of course,
like my favorite fantasy is to get with this woman or something.
Well, but
my favorite fantasy is to get with Shadowheart, which I did in the game. You're gonna say.
No, and of course, fantasy known as the title song for Free Guy.
Is it?
Yeah. So
wait,
that's Mariah Carey's Fantasy is the song that the main female character in Free Guy loves, and
the one who's part of the creator of the
creative team, and Ryan Reynolds' character Guy ends up loving it because it was programmed into his character, so he sings it all the time. And so when they encountered each other for the first time, she sings it and he's like, I think I'm in love.
Right. That's a good.
And then they
awesome
and they virtually kiss.
Yes. He means in the virtual world, not virtually like they almost.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Let's thank our Patreon supporters, folks, here. Thank you so much, anybody who's supporting us, no matter what amount, on patreon.com/super-geeked-up. There it is. You can do a monthly amount to help us do our geeky things. We really appreciate it. If you're at $10 or more a month, we get a super shout out, which we shout you out during the show like we're about to do. You can also do a super chat, which is the little dollar sign on the bottom of your YouTube if it's a one-time thing. It all helps us. Thank you so much. Free Guy, what a fun movie. Scorpio says. Absolutely.
Favorite movie of 2021. Whenever it came out.
That might be right.
Yeah.
1 or 2, I think.
1 or 2.
All right. What do we got? How are we doing these?
So I'll do an example, and then let's see if you can follow along.
Okay, he likes this trick now. Okay.
Let's see if you can do this now. Craig Allen Poole, are you a Ferengi? Because I want to acquisition you.
So Star Trek pickup lines. Or just pickup lines in general?
It could be pickup lines in general. It doesn't have to be Star Trek pickup lines.
Wait, are you making these up or do you have a list?
No, I just made that one up.
Oh, okay. That's impressive. Are you?
Well,
I want to acquisition.
Are you a Ferengi? Because I want to acquisition you.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna need some help. I think I'm not good.
Is that gonna be in your book? Oh, you're gonna write that down for your book?
Oh, I should. Oh, Zenla Zone Zero is giving me a Twitter update. I don't want that. I want Grok. I'm on the wrong thing. All right.
I listened to this YouTuber who from Canada, and they call it ZZZ, and it always throws me off. ZZZ? What the hell is that? Oh, it's easy.
Yeah, I don't like that at all, but that's how Canadians do it. And I always know that because in Stargate Atlantis, they had Canadian characters, and they always said the ZPM instead of the ZPM, which is the thing they powered. All the Americans said ZPM, but they always said ZPM. It's so weird. It's very interesting. And I don't know, is that a UK thing too?
It is. In the UK they say
Australia, like all that stuff.
Yeah. All the non-Americans who speak English say Z instead of Z. And not instead of 0. Not point, not 1.
Not?
Yeah, not.
Oh, yes, that. So like, yeah, that. So not means 0, right?
Yeah. So I'll listen to an English panel show with English comedians, and they'll go, "Oh, well, that's not point not one." Like, what the hell are you talking about? Not point not one. Like, is it or is it not one? It's like, oh, zero. Oh,
Uh-oh. Claude AI cannot give me pickup lines. It's refusing.
Claude.
Even though I said corny sci-fi pickup lines.
Oh,
All right. Okay, I'll just have to make them up. Let's see here. Rachel J. Well, Rachel, your name is J because it's Rachel Jeffries. It's actually not. But J stands for Jeffries Tube, which is where we know everyone gets frisky except Jordy LaForge.
yeah. Jordy doesn't know what to do in a Jerry Stew. Greg and Rena Horvey, I think you two are Jedi because you light my saber.
Man, I don't know how you come up with these all the time.
They're not good. They're not good. They're
well,
bad.
but pickup lines are known for being bad, right?
I guess so. That's true.
Tammy Anderson, you're I'm gonna I'm trying to see how to phrase this. You want to be in an urban fantasy. Carl, I'm sorry, I couldn't really make that one work.
If there's one urban fantasy you want to be inside, it'd be the
Carl. There you go. That's how I was trying to do it. Yes.
Yeah. All right, Johnny Daddy Pappas. You're are you the Matrix? Cause I really want to Morpheus your Neo.
What? Morpheus your Neo?
Actually, that's what we say. It'd be more Morpheus your Trinity. Actually, I would want to Morpheus your Trinity.
I like the Neo better. Actually, it was more weird.
Yeah, it was more weird. Okay, Morpheus your Neo.
Michael Gilstrap. I want to flux your capacitor.
Are you a DeLorean? Because I want to flex your capacitor. Okay. Dash V, are you a hot tub time machine? Because your V is showing. I'm just trying to be dirty with that guy, and I can't.
By the way, so Grok was able to give me pickup lines. Unlike Claude.
Hit me one. Hit one with Jalou. Hit one with Jalou.
All right, Jalou. Here, I'm trying to think. What's the? Oh my god. Okay. Actually, I want to. Okay, fine. I'll use this one. Hey, Jalou, call me a space probe because I'm here to explore every inch of your universe.
Jeez. That's good though. I like that one. Delaney Parker, why don't you park yourself on my lap? Let's have a good time.
Oh my god, poor Delaney. All right, I'm sorry. These are I'm trying to find like the worst one of this list.
John, you're gonna get the worst one. You're gonna get the worst one,
John Ferrick. Let's see here. Sorry, this one's stupid. John Ferrick, is your real name Hubble? Because you've got me expanding my universe. So stupid.
I mean, those are genuinely corny and funny. So good on Grok.
Well, I've got the fun mode on Grok too, so that's good. By the way, wait a minute.
Tammy, you're right. We should use that one. That's so good.
What is it? Dudes, the obvious one. Are you a princess? Because I really want to lay. That is brilliant. Nice job, Tammy. By the way, here's what Grok tells me, because it always tells me something at the end of the list. Remember, while these lines might get a chuckle or an eye roll, true cosmic connection comes from mutual interest in the mysteries of the universe and beyond. Safe travels through the cosmos of flirtation.
Thanks for the pep talk, Grok.
I actually like how it's always very cheery.
It's so positive.
It is. I always thank it too. Because again, I want to be on the right side of things when the AI takes
When
over.
AI take over, it's like, oh, we will not kill this one. He's been too polite. Yeah, you're
No, wait,
right.
what accent? That was an interesting accent.
That's the robot accent.
Oh, okay.
We are a robot accent. We are very robot.
Julie said, "Oh my, I need an adult. I need an adult." Okay.
Oh,
Don't worry,
hey.
Julie. Don't worry, Julie. It was just all in good grok fun. AI
The
fun.
grockiest.
The grockiest. That's gonna be a new term. All right, patreon.com/super-geeked up, folks, if you want corny pickup lines like that. All right, one last thing. Oh, so we haven't done this in a long time, folks. I figured why not, since it's just the two of us. AsK SGU Anything. That's where you can literally throw anything in the chat at us you want, and we will do our best to answer it. Like, why is Carl Urban so sexy?
Well, I mean, technically, Jalou asked us the question.
Oh, what did he?
What do you think of the 1995 movie Virtuosity?
Oh, I missed it. Thank you. So I haven't seen it since '95, but that's the Russell Crowe Denzel Washington, right?
Oh, really? Oh, God.
I've never seen it. I remember liking it. I remember Denzel, I believe, is trying to track down Russell Crowe, who's the villain. I think.
Is that his first movie? Is that Russell Crowe's first movie?
It's got to be a really early one. He's also in The Quick and the Dead that year, I believe, which is my favorite Western, or very close to that year.
That dude is so prolific when it comes to movies. Like, he's done a lot of weird movies.
At the time, I remember liking that. It's a pretty good sci-fi movie. I would have to rewatch it. It's been like 30 years almost. You never seen it?
No, I've never seen it. But of course, his oh yeah, Beautiful Mind. He was in Beautiful. I like that movie. That was a good movie.
Do the I gotta get some water here.
I'm gonna do the do. Are you a galaxy because I'm on a oh God, what is the one that was the oh God by Gabthar's Hammer? I guess that would have to be the real pickup line from Galaxy Quest, right? By Gabthar's Hammer, we have to go out. Or by Gabthar's Hammer, we should date. I feel like that'd be a good pickup line. Especially since everyone seems to like Galaxy. That seems to be the universal like nerd movie that even the non-nerds can be like, yeah, I like Galaxy Quest. I like something Star Trek adjacent. Yeah.
I don't think I've heard anyone actually rag on Galaxy Quest.
No.
What movie most reminds you of your high school years and why? Oh, that's interesting.
That's a good question. Thank you, Jalou. Thank you for the virtuosity question as well as
yes,
high school movie question.
Yeah, anybody you can throw in whatever you want there. Maybe show-wise, Saved by the Bell, because that they literally graduated the same year I did, so they were literally the same year in high school I was every year. So, and it's one of my all-time favorite shows. So that kind of, not that those hijinks, I wish those hijinks happened in my high school that they went through. And I wish I had, a great relationship with Mr. Belding, like the principal. But like, I don't know, we were at fairly decent high school, so like the principal knew anyone unless you were a troublemaker, like Zach Morris. And also though, I have a very, not exactly high school, but I have a very, American Pie always makes me very nostalgic too. I was in college then, but like when American Reunion came out, it was such a great nostalgia for me. I know, just because it reminded me of how much I love those movies and seeing all those guys back again. It was just like, oh, and I actually liked the movie. I think they did a good job. I was like, this is great, man. Like seeing all these people, like, yeah. So anyway, what about you?
Mine would have to be, if I had to pick one, I guess it'd have to be Clueless.
Okay, yep.
Because Clueless, not only is it a high school movie, but it's a high school movie that takes place in California.
Right.
So
where you went to high school, right?
Right. So it's a bunch of stuff where my friends and I were like, this is supposed to be California. Like, this is supposed to be what California teens is supposed to be like. Like we were just like, we're not anything like this. Like, why aren't we like this?
Well,
They're so hip and cool. We're
But it was, I
not.
mean, it was very, very much like supposed to be a very super rich, right?
Yeah, it
Kind
takes
of.
place in Beverly Hills, sure. So it's very affluent, but still, like we weren't like in the hood or anything. Like we
Yeah.
were, we were just middle class kids who were like, this is really weird. This is a really weird movie.
Well, what about another show I liked at the same time, Saved by the Bell, Beverly Hills 90210, which is also Beverly Hills, but very different than Clueless.
It weirdly enough, I feel like that show was geared towards adults more than it was high schoolers. Um,
Hmm.
because
Okay.
none of my friends were watching it. We were watching Hercules and Xena, and we were
Oh, well, I was watching
watching,
that too, but
yeah,
I like 90210.
we were watching cartoons still in high school. Like we
Sure.
weren't watching dramas like 90210 or anything like that. At least my friends weren't.
So
And
you didn't want to go to the Peach Pit?
no, no. So yeah,
All
not
right.
that.
Well, Clueless is. Did you like Clueless though? Did you find it funny?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Clueless. Yeah, I mean, it was, yeah, because it was fun and it was funny, and we found it really, despite not being able to relate to that world, we're like, it's really funny. You know, we
I
liked
mean,
the.
in many ways, I feel it's a parody, really, like of
It
that
is. That's
culture.
true.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we were introduced to Paul Rudd in that movie, which was,
Yes,
you know,
the non-aging Paul Rudd.
yeah.
By Grabthar's hammer, by the sons of Orban, you shall be mine. Maybe.
That's our pickup line from that's our Galaxy Quest pickup
Yes.
line.
Who are your dream guests for the show, Scorpio? Thank you for that question. I'm trying to think. I've kind of fallen out of caring about celebrity, to be honest with you. After seeing, like, being at cons, and some of them have been great, but whatever. Like, it's kind of lost its mystique to me. But let's see. If I had to, oh, okay, never mind. Jackie Chan.
Sure.
Yeah. I think both of us would love to have Jackie Chan on, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much of a conversation we could have with Jackie Chan.
What? Are you
But
saying he can't speak English?
I mean, I don't think he ever learned it fluently enough to be able to.
Oh,
like,
yes, yeah. I've seen him in tons of interviews, man.
yeah, that's all. I mean, if we prep him, I
No,
guess.
come on. He totally. Oh, he's been speaking it for decades now.
Maybe.
How dare you besmirch his English speaking? Here's the thing. I think Jackie Chan's fun enough that he would be okay with our goofy games too.
Yeah. I would probably
Like, he doesn't
want.
take himself too seriously. Yeah,
Right. I guess for me, a dream guest would probably be somebody like a YouTuber, like somebody who's like on, like, who kind of does what this is,
Oh, okay.
you know?
That's not going to be my dream, but go ahead.
Yeah. Well, because I'm not
Well,
a
it depends
big,
on who you're talking about.
yeah, because I'm not as big a fan of celebrity either.
Yeah.
I've met celebrity. I've been around them. I've interviewed them and stuff. Like,
All right,
it's
that's
fun, you
I'm
know?
not sorry. I'm not trying to knock fellow YouTubers. Just some of the YouTubers out there are just very. I don't know. It's all about, like, everything I hate. And I don't know. I don't want to.
Oh no, sure.
That's not what we
And,
do on this show.
yeah, but that's like, that's one small segment of
Yeah,
YouTubers.
that's true.
Like, YouTubers are vast and
All right.
very.
So who do you
very,
want?
well, no one anyone here's heard of, so I'm not going to really mention names.
No,
but,
gotta
like,
say it. Say one at least. Give him a shout.
there's a guy from in Japan. His name is Chris Broad. He does a bunch of Japan, like, he does, like, him and his fiance I would love to have on here. They seem really fun. He's a British guy who ended up doing teaching English in Japan and ended up living there for the last 12, 13 years. And his fiance, same thing. And they're both just, like, really fun, nerdy-ish people who seem to be up for anything. But yeah, Charla and Chris Broad from Broad Japan. Those guys are really fun. I like them a lot.
Okay. Well, if we're gonna say YouTube, then I'll say Feli from Germany, because I've been watching her lately.
Oh, there you go.
It's
Yeah.
this girl who lives in Ohio, but she's from Germany.
Oh, I know her. I know that one.
And she talks about kind of like German versus American things. But she's
and
very friendly and she's pretty bubbly and stuff. And
I like that.
And by the way, when I first heard her speak, I actually did. I like, wait, she's from Germany. And if you really listen, like, there's a really slight hint of an accent, but man, she is like.
What's her name again? I know I've seen her.
Feli. It's Feli, maybe 2 L's. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, from Germany.
How many L's is it? Just one?
Feli, just one.
Okay.
I've only seen her. I've seen a couple of her things. I haven't really seen much of her stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. She's fun.
Sorry. When you look it up on Google, first thing is Feli from Germany. Second thing is Feli from Germany bikini. So apparently.
Oh, of course. Of course. I did not search that, but
no. I do find that funny. That's like the second thing, the second search topic. I've seen her in some stuff. Yeah. And a bunch of Irish comedians who try food. I like them on here as well.
Oh. Did they start at the bottom and work their way out to the top, or the other way around?
Start from yeah. Hey, work your way, dude.
One more celebrity. I would like to have Stephanie Beatriz on.
Oh, there you go.
Who is from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Encanto, other stuff. But
well, if we're gonna go like big celebrity, I would like either Rebecca Ferguson or Anna de Armas as our guest on the show.
I'd be 100% good with either of those. 100%. Yep.
We're going big.
We gotta throw at least a couple good-looking women on, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I would weirdly, no joke, I would weirdly want Tom Cruise on here for like a split second. I don't know why.
Oh,
I feel he'd be
you only want a split second, and then he's gonna
he's the thing is he'd be very cordial and he'd be very polite.
I'd be told, dude. I'm still. There's only really one thing that pissed me off about him, but I was for years defending him. I still think he's a great.
Yeah, I've seen him in other talk shows, and he's so nice. He's like the nicest dude.
He is.
Yeah.
Every actor who's worked with him basically says how what a great.
He sends them like cakes for the birthday.
Yeah. Kevin Pollak, who worked with him on A Few Good Men. Again, I was watching an interview with him. Said, I don't know. Tom Cruise was, again, he's very super serious about his craft, by the way, too.
Yeah.
He was like taking notes, and he had this like super fancy pen. And Kevin Pollak, if you've seen him, he plays like his friend who's the co-counsel with him and Demi Moore in A Few Good Men. I think Kevin Pollak is also famous for his Kirk impersonation too.
Oh yeah.
And so Tom's like, "Oh, you like this pen?" And so then the next day in his dressing room, he got delivered this pen, this like super fancy pen that you have to order from somewhere overseas.
Ooh, fancy.
And
okay.
Kevin, and then when he sees Tom on set, he's making notes with a different pen, and Tom's like, "Wait, Kevin, why aren't you using the pen? I gave you the pen." He's like, "Tom, I can't. It's a pen from Tom Cruise. I have to frame it. Like, I'm not going to ever use it. It's like basically, I have to put it on my mantle." And then the next day, Tom Cruise sent him another pen that he could use to write with.
He does seem cool. He seems like a cool guy. He seems like a cool dude.
So yeah, dude, I'd be sure Tom Cruise wants to come on. Absolutely. Let's see here. What else do we have here? Oh, big Chan fans over here too. That would make our day. All right, good. Thanks, Scorpio. Craig Ferguson is very funny.
I would love him. I still watch his clips from his talk show. Like I still watch all that stuff. He's really funny and an amazing flirt. So he's really good.
Dude, every clip that, because like a few months ago I started watching that comes up. Oh my God, no one flirted like. I mean, all talk show hosts generally flirt, but he was crazy. He flirted like crazy with all of them.
Well, the worst part is that like all of these like. Not worst. It's just obviously it's good fun, but like all of these actresses who are married and like in relationships, like they seem kind of genuine in their flirting back because they seem to be into it. Like they seem to be really into it, like flirting with them. And I'm like, good for him. He's Scottish. What do you want from him? He's that's irresistible.
Jalou says I miss Kevin Pollak's long form interview podcast. I didn't know he had one.
I think I follow him on Instagram and he does like impersonations all the time.
Yeah, he's a big impersonator.
Yeah.
So you know whose podcast I started listening to recently, who's pretty new, is speaking of Terminator, Michael Biehn has a podcast.
Oh, weird. That's weird.
And it's interesting though. Like again, he has these fairly like hour-long conversations with some of it's people he starred with, other people not. But he did this actually really with Edward Furlong, who played John Connor. Like, I didn't know, man, wow, that guy went through a lot of shit, like in terms of drugs and all these other stuff and how he grew up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does some really interesting conversations with people actually.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, and I did the name of it is Just Fooling About because that's his line in Tombstone. As Ringo, Johnny Ringo to Doc Holliday. I was just
Celebrities,
fooling about.
look, celebrities, calm down on the podcast. Let us regular folk make it into the podcast
That's the
world.
thing, though. You're right. Like every celebrity now generally does a podcast.
Yeah, because
But the thing
it's
is,
free.
they can get all the big guests because they start with all of them. They know all these people.
Yeah, for them it's free, and they just make tons of money from advertisers, from you know, the what is it, the shaver, your testicle shaver companies and stuff like that. Like, oh, okay, great, thanks guys. Here's your men's grooming money for the day.
That is
I don't
true.
know. Yeah,
No, you're right.
they need to stop.
Or
That's
some
like
of them.
that's a civilian. That's a civilian world. Let the civilians have it.
I mean, obviously they can do whatever they want, but you're right. It's the thing is also sometimes they're like, oh, well, we're able to do this because of all your great support on Patreon or whatever else. And I'm like, you could do this anyway. You're fucking rich.
Yeah, you're
like,
a multimillionaire.
Just
what are you
do
doing?
it if you want to do it.
I mean, I'm sure not all of them are. I'm sure.
No,
like,
but almost most of them, I would say, are still well off unless they really fucked up all their spending money.
right.
No, I mean, not all of them are necessarily, but whatever. They're still getting residuals, I'm sure, and stuff, and you know.
They're
All
3
right.
cents from their cameo on Will and Grace.
Oh, I thought you meant using the Cameo app. Actually, a Cameo, yes. But they can make money that way too.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Is that still a thing, right? Cameo, yeah.
Cameo is still a big thing. People still get cameos all the time.
All right. What kind of characters? Here's another AsK SGU Anything for Scorpio. Do you like to create when you are role playing, I believe, or role play I? When we role play you, Scorpio, we like to know. Just kidding. Oh, okay. Let's see. So when I'm assuming he means it's a role playing game, not like in the bedroom, but
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it's a role playing game.
I like to play. I like to play kind of goofy, quirky characters who are either making jokes or who are like very naive, and like their naivete kind of comes from humor. Or more recently, I played like a character who keeps forgetting everything. So again, kind of the humor came up where she kept asking things that she should know. So I like to kind of make quirky characters that I can have fun with. I definitely do not like to be. I never like to be in a game that's super serious and is all about like just hacking people to death. I like to be fun. That's me. What about you?
I don't know. I don't really role play, so it's hard to say.
Well, one time, not too long ago, you joined us for a game. You played a kind of a fun character. You were like a detective.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, that was kind of I didn't
was a
create that
one-shot.
character. That was created for me.
I thought you did create it. No.
No, that I was like, if you're talking about the
I
one,
mean, we already had our characters created, and you kind of just came into this.
yeah, I came in for a thing, and it was yeah, that was a pre-made.
Oh well,
pre-made
you made it
character.
fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, probably if I were to create a character for role play, I would probably make him. I would make him serious because I'm always being weird. So like,
Oh, so you would be serious?
Yeah, so I would be serious. I'm always weird. Like I always say weird things. So it'd be weird. It'd be interesting to play a character that it was like a little more straightforward, a little more like.
Hey, maybe you could play like an android or robot.
Something like that. Yeah, maybe.
Because then you could be serious, but there could also be humor in the deadpanness of the stuff.
Yeah, and of course he has to do magic. Like not mage magic, like fireballs and stuff. Like he'd have to like make cards and stuff disappear.
Oh, because of data?
No,
do
I'm
magic?
kidding.
That'd be fun.
No, he never did magic. He tried. I think there's one episode where he like.
Wait, where's the magic reference coming from?
No, just for because you could be a mage. You can use magic.
Oh.
I'm like, oh no, I would do stage magic because who does stage magic?
You're a mage, but that's all you do.
Yeah, in D&D, I'm a mage that does stage magic, and I throw hats at people.
Well,
that's my weapon.
Amazing. By the way, if you're talking about more like video game RPGs, Scorpio.
That boy's a mage.
Yes, he is. I actually used to always be more like a roguish thief character, but
Rogue.
I am. Is that your Sean Connery?
It's my roguish.
Oh yes,
charm.
yes, I'm a rogue. But now, in Dragon's Dogma 2 and Dragon Age Veilguard, I am playing a mage. I am taking now more to the mages.
Mage.
But I'm always, if there's choices involved, I always pick like what we call the Paragon in Mass Effect. I always do the good thing, right? Because that's how I would do it in real life. I like to be noble and virtuous. Although I do like picking. Dragon Age always has like a funny choice too now out of the choices. I like to pick the funny choice too.
It's sarcasm, or it's all positive. You can't be evil in the Veilguard, but it's all but you can be sarcastic.
But you can be more like serious positive, funny, or more like aggressive, like more like action positive, I guess I would say, like fighting positive.
Yeah.
But no, there's not a Paragon versus Renegade track like Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did Dragon Age used to do that in old games?
It did. Inquisition had that. Yeah.
By the way, hello, John Paul. We're so glad you're here. My favorite character was a mage that had a multiple personality disorder. One was sweet and quirky. One was powerful and a jerk. That is fun. Ooh.
That's cute. Ooh.
Oh. Some people I guess are complaining that it's more like action oriented, the combat. But I thought Inquisition was action as well. It wasn't turn-based, was it?
You stopped, you didn't. You told them what to do. They did it. Stop. Told them what to do. They did it.
Whoa! It was turn-based.
Because
you can freeze it now and give orders to your companions.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
but in your character, you just ran around fighting, right?
No, you walked around. You could move, but then when you did an action, you stopped. Pick the action, then you did the action, and then you moved again. Stopped the action.
That was in combat?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess it's been 10 years. I just forgot.
Yeah. That's what I remember from it. I remember it was like...
Right. I mean, I'll be honest. I like both methods. I like turn-based. I'm not cool with action too. Just, if it's done well, which I think that they do.
Action RPGs exist, so,
And this is not an action RPG like Diablo, by the way, folks. This is a traditional RPG just with... I mean, like, for example, Tales of Arise, which I loved, that's similar combat, but that is absolutely an RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it has all the elements of an RPG. It's real-time combat. That's all. It's just a different way of combat.
Okay.
Well, so is Final Fantasy now. They totally changed that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's real-time combat, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, you wouldn't call that an action RPG. I wouldn't. Final Fantasy VII.
I mean, it's... So action RPG is just a term for...
I call Diablo an action RPG. It's like action all the time, almost all the time.
Yeah.
Fight.
Yeah, but
that generally gets the classification of action.
I don't know if that's considered I think it's considered something else. But yes, I mean, essentially.
I've seen it classified as that, but maybe.
Yeah.
Because there is still RPG elements. You level up, you pick certain spells you can do and other things or abilities. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was maging that too, Diablo 4. That's another mage I was. See, I'm really going the mage route.
Well, you're just maging it up everywhere.
I am. Anyway, we're talking. It's AsK SGU Anything. John Paul, anybody else? If you joined us. By the way, yes, I would totally have Hawk 2 Girl on here. That'd be great.
How's it like being a millionaire after being a regular person like 6 months ago?
It would be interesting to see one of those angry, very critical YouTube reviewers on the show. Maybe it would help them calm down.
No, they're angry for a reason.
But if we had them on, they could just have fun with us, and they could at least for an hour or two forget about that.
I think a lot of those angry YouTubers are willing to put aside their persona of being angry all the time, and just.
I'm not saying they don't have legitimate gripes, of course, but
sure.
I just personally don't think, even though, I know one reason they do it, I'm sure, is they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's healthy to if you're constantly so angry and saying this, it's not literally not healthy. Like
this is I'm positive. This is my theory, but I'm positive. The camera's on, angry. Camera's off, they don't care. they're not angry at all.
Oh,
they just know.
That's very interesting.
They just know.
I actually don't know. I always well, for most of them thought that this is literally just what they think. They're espousing their views. You think it's an act?
I think it's a quote unquote grift. I think they do understand that. Well, no, I do think that they're angry about that stuff, but they're not that persona off camera. In other words, they're angry, but they're not like, oh my God, why are they like that? You know, they're not like that or anything, right? Or they're not like having a heart attack 24/7.
Right.
Yeah. But what is happening is like, all right, I know what they want. I know this is what they're looking for. I think it sucks. Yeah, I'm angry that it happens, but whatever. All right, I'm ready. And then they just, once the camera's
Well,
on,
yes, because I do agree that they deliberately choose the things that they know they're going to dislike or hate because they know talking about that will get the viewers really riled up and want to watch it. So they take The Acolyte and they watch every single episode, even though they say, this is the worst show I've ever seen because, oh yeah, people are going to keep going to watch. They want to keep me ragging on The Acolyte.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
That's true.
Because if I watch a show and I'm like, this is the worst fucking show I've ever seen, episode 1, okay, I'm done. I'm not watching any other more of that show. Like,
well, I mean, the hate watching is a thing. Like, hate watching is very much a thing. Hate watching, hate playing, all that stuff is a real thing.
Oh God, hate playing a game?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, I would never do that. I don't hate watch either. Because like, why would I can actually have fun playing a game I like.
Not if it's your livelihood, it makes sense.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Your livelihood, unfortunately, is based off of that. Well, maybe not unfortunately for them, but for me, I think it wouldn't be.
It's the easiest money. I wish I hated. It's the one thing I really wish I had is hate. I don't hate a lot of anything.
No, I'm glad you don't, because that's why you're good on the show. It's not good to hate. Remember, hate leads to the dark side. Yoda says. You're like, I don't care. I'm gonna Sith. But no, it's really not good to have hate, dude. Like it's really not emotionally helpful at all.
Yeah. But everyone's doing it. I want to be like the cool kids. I want to be cool.
No, don't be like the clueless cool kids. Just be like real.
Be cool like everyone else and hate everything.
Let's see here. Man, John, that's a deep role play. I like it. And John Paul says the sweet character was the main personality, only other one for 4 sessions. He had an imaginary friend that turned out to be the jerk. The DM and I surprised her. Oh, that's funny. They didn't even know it was coming.
That's really funny. So did you want to go to any of the what is your best pizza? Oh, you want to go that one? Okay.
Well, hang on. The bird of prey. Oh, because I only have 4 choices, but that is a good Voyage Home.
Right. Sure.
Wait, is there other? Well, I see this question.
Well, Scorpio has what is your best pizza topping combinations?
Oh, okay. Hang on. I'll get to that. Did you ever play Masters of Orion? I have not.
Blue has what was your first car and how long did you have it?
Oh my God, where are these questions? Oh, here it is. I see it now. Sorry, folks, I missed these. Thank you. Okay, well, you go ahead. I have no answer to this because I'm super weird. I take the cheese off my pizza, so I only eat sauce and dough. So 0 toppings.
I've been witness to this. Yeah.
Wait, have I eaten pizza around you?
You did we went to a thing after, it might have been San Diego.
After Comic Fest. We went to
it was Comic Fest, that's right.
We were outside, right, with like the heat lamps and stuff, I think.
I think so. And then you had a pizza and we were watching you eat the ppizza because you asked for a slice. And, you took the cheese off. And like, oh, okay. We're just kind of like, all right.
That's how they do it in the future. I'm just ahead of the game.
Yeah. Hey, Taco Bell and cheeseless pizza.
That's right.
But yeah, no, I the more toppings, the better for me. I love a pizza with almost all the toppings. The only thing I don't, it's easier to say the stuff I don't like, which is olives. If you put olives in my pizza, I'm gonna throw it at your face. No, that's not true. But I would not eat it. I would not
See that'll get them doing a hate podcast about that.
I hate olives. Like
what about anchovies? You'll be fine with that?
I've never had it yet, so I can't say anything about that quite yet because I've never had anchovies. But because most pizzas don't come like
is that a real thing that people always joke about that? But
it is a real thing. Like it's a real topping. I see it as an individual topping. But when you get like a supreme pizza or an ultimate pizza or something like that, they never put or a meat lovers pizza. Anchovies are meat. Never put the meat in there. But it smells. Apparently, it smells really bad.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
What's your first car? You'll ask, how long did you have it? What is your favorite road trip you had in it? First car I got from my mom when she got a new car, 88 Volkswagen Fox, blue, standard. Actually, most of my cars were standards. So I shifted a lot in my days. Not anymore, but I'm probably one of the few people who actually knows nowadays because they don't even make them anymore. Standards, like actually knows how to shift. I don't know if I ever did a big road trip in that. Oh, how long did I have it? I don't know, a few years probably. My favorite road trip ever, though, is I've actually done this multiple times, but I spent I think 5 weeks with my friend going across the country and back from New York to California and all the way back.
That's a good trip.
Yeah. How about you? First car?
I don't know. Depends what you mean. Like, first car I've ever driven is different from the first car I've ever owned.
Tell us the first car you ever owned.
So, first car I ever owned was an '83 Volvo tank.
Yeah, those things were tanks, right?
I got into a car accident early in the morning going to school, going to high school. I hit a guy. I could have gotten away because my car nothing happened to my car. I smashed his little escort station wagon, which is technically my first car. That's what I learned to drive in, was an escort station wagon, where if you turned the air conditioning on, you couldn't go past 30 miles per hour anywhere.
Is that true?
It's true.
Are you saying the car just couldn't do it?
Just there was no power to the car. So if you turned the air conditioning on,
I was surprised they even had air conditioning in that car.
Yeah, at 30 miles an hour. Well, you have to have air conditioning in California, unfortunately.
Oh, I guess. Well, that's not in San Diego. My apartment didn't have
this car had. Well, yeah, but this car had air conditioning. So when you turned it on at 30 miles an hour, mind you, you can't go on the freeway with this car because it wouldn't go past 40, right? It just wouldn't. And yeah, so that was the car I learned how to. That's I did my
was he okay,
my driver's test.
Or she?
What?
The person you hit.
Oh, the person I hit. Yeah, he was fine. So
the car was kind of a wreck.
Yeah, his car, the whole backside was almost peeled off practically.
Did you really not have any damage to your front?
None. Zero
Holy
damage.
Shit, they were tanks.
Yeah. But my favorite, I didn't go on road trips with this car, but my favorite road trip technically I used to take zero period in high school. I think in my senior year I did it anyway some stupid reason.
I'm sorry. I think you meant Z period.
Z. Not Z period, it's zero period, which was like 7 a.m.
Oh, so wait. Did you guys not period?
Not period, yeah. So
I took really have a zero period?
Yeah, that was a 7
That's what you call it?
Yeah. Because first period was
that zero period? Was that not a class?
It was a class. Oh
wow.
It was
we had homeroom and then just first period. That's all we did.
We didn't have homeroom. We don't have homeroom.
Very interesting. Anyway, I'm sorry. Continue.
It was a science class. I took a science class in the first thing in the morning because I was an overachiever that failed. So the reason why it's my favorite trip is because I remember leaving my house, closing my eyes, opening them, and being in the parking lot of my high school. And I'm like, how did I get here? Like, I don't remember from closing my eyes and opening them, driving the 2 miles that it takes to get to my high school. So that was my favorite trip because I somehow drove to my high school either with my eyes closed or asleep awake. I don't know how I did it, but
wait a minute. Do you remember getting in the car or just open your eyes in bed?
So no. I got in the car. I was leaving the driveway. I closed my eyes. I opened.
Why were you closing your eyes?
Because I was sleepy. I used to only sleep 2 to 3 hours a night in high school because I discovered the internet in 1994 and I was online till 7 o'clock in the morning before I had to go to school.
Early adopter.
I slept zero during the times of the internet. I racked up. Internet used to cost per hour, and I racked up hundreds of dollars.
Oh my god, your parents must have loved that.
Oh man, were they angry? Anyway, then I met a girl, and then I called her from long distance, and that was hundreds of dollars in phone bills as well. So that was fun. But anyway, I was so tired that morning, and I remember it only because I don't know how to this day I don't know how I got to school because I just remember closing my eyes and then opening them at in the parking lot in front of my parking spot.
Your favorite trip is one you don't remember.
Because I'm surprised
that was like 2 miles long or something.
The last 30 years could have been me. Could be me in purgatory dreaming this whole thing like Lost. This is all Lost, and like I really didn't survive that drive or something. Like freaks me out, man. Freaks me out.
Wow, that's crazy. Let's see here. Oh, actually, before I forget, let me check in with the survey poll question. TARDIS still in the lead with 58%. DeLorean and Hot Tub are still tied, 17%, and Phone Booth at 8%. The best time travel device. You can vote in our YouTube poll for a few more minutes before we stop the show. Let's see here. All right, that's all the older questions, right? I think I got. Did I miss any other ones?
That's it.
Yes, I do need some quality tomato pie. That's right, Scorpio. That's what I like. Tammy's first car was a Pontiac GTO. I spun the tire on the gravel driveway by accident, and Mom made me get out. I was never allowed to drive that car again. Wow. That's Julia, what are your opinions on Patrick Dempsey's 1989 movie Loverboy? That's very specific. I don't think I've seen. If I have, I forget.
First off, good for Patrick Dempsey to have a movie that early before Grey's Anatomy. But I haven't seen it either. So unfortunately, I cannot comment on.
Instead, I'll tell you my opinion of the 1989 movie Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It's great. The best Indiana Jones movies by absolutely.
So the video game apparently is based between.
Oh, Loverboy! I like that video game.
No, the new Indiana Jones and whatever the.
Oh, the new video game.
Yeah,
it's
before Last Crusade and after Temple of Doom, I guess.
That's a good time. Period. Yeah. Isn't this first person though?
It is first person. First person.
See, damn it! They probably would have got me if it was third.
First person sneaky adventure. Yeah. It's like it's a stealth game. It's not really like a punch.
I know you can fight though. I've seen him punch.
Yeah, you do punch and you shoot a few people, but it's mostly.
Can you do your whip?
And you do whip. You whip it good.
Devo.
And you wear the little red hat and everything.
The little red hat.
Isn't that what Devo wore? The red.
Red. I thought you meant Indy. Like Indy doesn't have.
No. Indy does. Indy wears a hat, just not a red hat.
Has a red hat. Yes.
Yeah. So there you go.
Tammy, I have seen Love Potion #9 with Sandra Bullock. That's before her Demolition Man and Speed days. So one of her first movies. I like it. It's a fun romantic comedy.
My first Sandra Bullock movie is The Net.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is actually no, wait. Yes, there was, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, after Speed it was While You Were Sleeping and then The Net, I think. But anyway, it's close.
Oh, I guess it would be Speed. So never mind. It would be Speed first then, because I didn't see.
The Net's after Speed.
Oh, The Net. Okay.
Because
so
after Speed, they were like casting pretty much in everything. Like they're.
Yeah, I like The Net.
I think The Net's pretty good. I don't know if I watch it again though. How great I would think.
I bet it's terrible now. I bet their understanding of the internet is just so. I saw the first. They were showing the first Mission Impossible on Pluto, and they show Tom Cruise. Speaking of which, on the internet, going onto old bulletin board servers, trying to figure out who Job was. Right? It's like, who is this Job? And the way he would search just made me cringe. Like, that's not how you do internet searches. That's not how you do database searches.
Even back then, it wasn't the way.
No, it was a bad version of the internet. Like, it's a bad version of bulletin boards. And
well, I want to say The Net was 96. If it's true, that was right around the time you were on the internet all night long, all the time.
I discovered the internet in 1994 off of a service called Prodigy.
Oh yeah, that Prodigy was one of the internet companies back then, with AOL and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, where they didn't really have a browser per se, but they did have chat rooms, which is where I racked up the bills because there were chat rooms.
Wait, there was no browser?
There was an internal browser, sort of. It wasn't until
saying you couldn't go to a website.
I didn't know what websites were.
They existed, right?
They must have. I didn't even know.
You just used it for chat. There were just chat rooms.
I just used the chat rooms because that's where there were hundreds of people in these like unnamed, just letters and numbers chat rooms.
Oh, you mean you couldn't pick a username? It was just like a random.
No, you could pick them like because they would have numbers beside them, but I don't remember them having topics except for the one. I discovered it because I needed help with my dad needed help with the internet, and I'm like, okay. I'm tech savvy, I guess, having never touched a computer or the internet before. I'll look up the information for you. So I go into the chat room and I talk to one of their reps, and they're like, "Oh, this is the problem." I'm like, "Huh, there's other chat rooms in here." And I started going around and like, "Oh, who are you? Oh, okay. Oh, let's talk. Oh, here's a rose at a greater than symbol hyphen. I'm like, oh god.
What do you mean? That's how you made her?
That's how you did like ASCII roses. Like, it's an ASCII rose, or like an ASCII semicolon, parentheses. Oh, it's a smiley face. Like, okay, yeah. Oh
wow, man.
Pre-emoji.
I didn't get to that time. I did a little bit get into muds. Did you ever do those?
Muds. Muds. I remember muds. I love muds. Yeah, I remember Muds. Totally. I ended up
The
doing.
all. It's like Zork, basically, right? The all text based role playing, basically.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I ended up doing bulletin board based role playing on books, on some books I read as a kid. So, but yeah.
All right, folks. There you go. There's the '90s for you. What was your teenage? Who was your teenage pinup crush?
Pinup crush? I don't think I had one as a kid.
Well, all right. So I'll go through the years here. When I was quite young, or I guess when I first started thinking about girls, it was Carrie Fisher and Linda Carter, Wonder Woman and Princess Leia. When I was an actual teenager, one of them was probably Elle Macpherson. Elle Macpherson was one of the big Sports Illustrated models at that time. And she had big boobs. I mean, she probably still does. She was on Friends, by the way. Yeah, at one point. So I'm trying to think if there was else. I don't know what you must have had someone, right?
No, all my crushes as a teenager. I never understood celebrity crushes, and to this day, I still don't really like. I'll mention like Anna de Armas or Rebecca.
Wait. Yeah, come on. Yeah, Anna de Armas, or maybe that's because you have the same name. The Rose girl from her real name is Frances Rose MacGyver.
yeah.
Don't you have a crush on her? No.
Yeah, Rose Iver. Yeah. I mean, I met her, so that's a little bit different. But like when I was growing up in high school and stuff, everyone was having like these celebrity crushes. Oh, you know who my pinup crush was? Okay, I did have one. Aphrodite from Hercules. Right. Aphrodite from Hercules, 100%. I think she was just this busty blonde lady in a pink bikini-ish like underwear on the show, and I'm like, yeah. I remember having a crush on her in high school, and I was like, but it wasn't very many. I don't remember like having like watching a movie and be like, man, she's hot. I don't remember that being a thing.
Well, I know why, because you were too busy with this is not a diss, because I was too video game crushes like Tifa.
Oh yeah, okay, that's true. I think I was more into more of the fictional crushes than I was like actress crushes. And plus, I was more crushing on my fellow student, really, my fellow co-eds. I was really crushing on them.
Well, that's good. That's good. So he had pinups of his fellow students in his room.
My fellow students. We used to do freaking glamour shots, man. We used to go to the mall and go into a room and dress up all the same, and then have some dude take a picture of us for like $10 a pop.
Oh, you and your friends would?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. We still. I wonder if it's still there. One of the malls still has a photo thing in it, actually, like a photo place like that. You're talking about. No, I mean, as of very recently, they did. I'd have to check now, but as of like a month or two ago, they were still there.
You know what they have nowadays that I keep seeing popping up more and more are Instagram locations, where they have like places where they have elaborate backgrounds that you can do Instagram pictures in. Mm-hmm. And like, what's the point? It's not like you're anywhere special. It's just a fancy background. But people seem to like that.
Well, Jalou wife used to do AOL chat room role playing back in the late 90s. I got to meet a few of her role playing friends in real life too, two of which got married. That's awesome.
That's nice.
I don't know if maybe I did. I guess I did have I did use SMS at one point, but not very much. I don't know what the hell my name was. What do you remember your handle?
I was an emo teenage poet, and
that was your handle?
No, my username was Plain and Simple Soul. That was the name of my.
Wait, were you really an emo teenage poet, or you just mean you?
I was. I wrote poetry. Like? I wrote poetry in high school as a young buck in high school. I used to write poetry.
What was your handle?
Just Plain and Simple Soul.
I did not know you wrote poetry. Wow. Were you actually emo?
I mean, I didn't dress emo, but I had the whole like.
Was your poetry emo?
Oh yeah, it was very like down in the like not depressing, but like, oh woe is me. It's tough to be a teenager. It's tough to be in love. Oh, why does the world hate me? Why can I never, yeah. It's like,
why am I cursed to be like Geordie LaFour?
Yeah, it was it was the angstiest stuff you'll ever see. It was super angsty. So yeah, Plain and Simple. So I can't really even remember that still, but yeah.
Hey folks, new segment Francis reads his old poetry.
I had some poetry scam where ended up having me write poetry for them to pay for, and then pay for like a $70 book that had my poetry in it. But it was like, no, it wasn't sold to anybody. It was just sold to the people who wrote poetry in it.
Did you have it?
Not anymore. It's probably in a box somewhere.
Okay.
But yeah, I have it somewhere. Where the name Plain and Simple Soul came from was from a poem I wrote, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh. And yeah, my first Chewy Gump was my first Prodigy username. So there you go, Chewy Gump.
Chewy Gump?
Yeah, because I was tall and I was fast.
Wait, Chewy Gump. How does that?
Chewy as Chewbacca, so tall.
Oh,
Forrest Gump.
Oh, Forrest Gump.
Fast.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, I get it.
So I was tall and I was fast.
I used ICQ. What's ICQ?
ICQ was the one where it's just numbers, and it was like the superior AOL instant messenger, but it was ICQ.
Did it stand for something?
Yes, it does. I don't remember what it stands for.
Instant chat quarterly. You only do
something
quarterly.
Like that. It's one of the more. That's the nerdier chat room. That's the nerdier chat messenger. I used to thought, yeah, man, those were good old days. I have stories for the internet days for sure.
Yeah, Gene, you're like one of the pioneers, it sounds like, or at least the pioneer users of it.
I was there in the beginning. I was definitely there in the beginning when nothing was regulated and everything was like just there.
Tammy has a new game idea: make geeky characters goth, emo, glam, etc. Oh, okay. Like
an emo, like
existing fictional characters like emo Indiana Jones or something like that idea, or.
That'd be really funny, actually, an emo Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah, and to play them? I like that. That's good. Francis can write poems for me.
I haven't written poetry in a while, but I guess I could, yeah.
All right, folks. Well, as usual, when it's just the two of us, somehow it becomes a long
7-hour show whenever it's just the two of us.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to our Patreon supporters.
Who won?
Everybody else, thank you. Oh, yes, thank you. I just actually added up. All right, yes, the winner easily is the TARDIS as the best time travel device. So there you go. Get in your TARDIS, folks, and travel anywhere you want through space and time in your library with the pool. All right, well, remember, you can catch Francis out some weeks when they do a show at...
Yeah, Planes of Interest podcast. We'll have shows back again soon. It's been a few weeks, but Josh has been sick, and there's been events in the world. So we are gonna next week, hopefully, have a brand new show where we can talk about the most generic things on the internet, which is like, and see, Tammy, look, Tammy says the TARDIS has a pool.
Told you. I didn't doubt you.
TARDIS has a pool.
All right, and you can Francis at
sinceresarcasm.net, and yeah. The website.
Again, that's our Patreon, Super Geeked Up, folks. Again, if you want some fun, comedic, take sci-fi, fantasy, action, adventure, erotica, RileyRoseErotica.com is my pen name. And you can check that out as well.
Do it.
All right, that's it. Hello, Colony Pit. You joined us right as we're about to tune off, but we're glad you're here. You can always go back and rewatch if you like. Anybody can. If you're watching in post, thank you so much.
I seek you there, Colony Pit. I seek you.
Wait. Oh, really? That's where ICQ comes from?
I guess so. I thought it meant something, but yeah.
Oh, no worries, dude. We're glad you're here. Hey, you still gave us an extra, one extra viewer, so that's good. And you can hit that like button before you go, everybody. Give us a thumbs up. All right, thanks. That'd be great, man. Thanks. It'd be great if you could rewatch. And thanks to our new subscriber, Megan Ryan.
I thought you were going to say Megan Fox. I'm like, yes.
Oh, okay.
Megan Fox.
Yeah, let's have Megan Fox on the show. All right, folks, we'll be back next week, next Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, as usual. Until then, stay geeky, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye.